believe it or not. For those in the area know, we had a lot of rain today, and heavy rain. 77 degrees. It is humid tonight, and very little breeze for the start of our ball game here at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Mets for this game 3. Cora, Murphy's moved up to the 2-hole. Beltran right, Sheffield Church. Santos is going to catch, first appearance in the series. Martinez has been moved down. Castillo in the 9-hole. David Wright leading the National League, but only a 2 for 10 in this series.
Take a look at our PNC scouting report on Jason Burke, and well, it's not the stuff, it's the command. He hasn't been wild, just gotten behind hitters. Hopefully that will change tonight. Meteoric rise to the bigs. Again, you know, last year didn't even get invited to spring training. So again, he had 5 starts at AAA. He started the year at AA, even though he was 12-4. So he's in the big leagues. They've been trying to make some adjustment, as his pitching coach Rick Cranitz said, you know what, it's a good thing that he's here. He's a smart kid, but we can't do too much too soon. But to me, it's not about the walks. It's just about commanding your fastball and taking your chances. He's got a lot better stuff than I think people think he has.
So Birkin will be going for his second win. He has lost his last 3 after winning the first start. And Alex Cora will take the first pitch, and we are underway. Down low for a ball. Cora, the left-hander, in that leadoff spot, who will really work him, as Jerry Manuel, the manager of the Mets, talking tonight about why Cora is there in that #1 spot with Reyes out, and he just says he sets the tone for everybody else. He is so patient at the plate that everybody, if they're watching on the bench, gets a chance to see maybe every pitch the starter's got before he's out of the box.
Yeah, ideally that's always been what a leadoff guy wants to do. Wants to cause a lot of pitches to be thrown.
And he's just not afraid to wait. He's comfortable hitting with 2 strikes because he's such a good contact hitter.
Well, you can see the consistency right there. Hits in 20 out of the last 24, hitting almost 300.
And we'll take the pitch inside. And the count will go to 3 balls and 1 strike as Birkin falls behind on the leadoff batter.
Yeah, you don't go up to walk. What you go up to do is, at least until you get to 2 strikes, get a good pitch to hit.
Here's the 3-1 delivery to him, and he takes it and gets the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes.
To give you an idea, when we look about Jason Birkin, when he goes strike 1, they're 1 for 11. 1-0, they're 455.
Give up your best stuff when you get behind, right? That one down the line, and that will be a foul ball. No play. Luke Scott getting the start out there in left field.
When they put the ball in play, 2-1, another hitter's count. They're 6 for 10. When he's 3-1, they're 1 for 1. So again, you flip those numbers. It's nice to be strike 1. Then if they put the ball in play, it goes from what, about 091 to 455. That's a big difference.
3-2 delivery, and he walked him. The 10th walk given up in 20 innings worked. Not a good ratio. And the leadoff man on for the Mets.
But Scott Jones and Mark Kakis, as you mentioned, Raimond at least initially getting the night off. He usually plays left. Moore, Andino, Roberts, and Wigington. Huff with the big night last night will move from first base to the DH. And Matt Wieters with his first major league home run. He will be doing the catching.
Murphy's been moved up from the bottom of the lineup to the #2 hole in this game. He will take the pitch for a strike. He's battling for his job at first base and didn't hurt his cause. In the ball game last night, he had 3 hits. He went 3 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. Jerry Manuel said, though, last night's not the reason he's batting second, and he's only going to bat second tonight. He's been in this spot, the 2-hole, before for about 20 games. He says, I put him back up there tonight because he, like Cora, is very patient at the plate and will take a lot of pitches. And he said, I want 2 guys at the top tonight who are going to force Birkin to have to throw a lot of pitches in the ball game early.
And I mean, you got Beltran and Wright, 2 of the best hitters, and Sheffield already having a good series right behind him. And table setters, get them on.
0-2 delivery, and Birkin comes right back at him and gets a strikeout. So after going 3-2 and a walk, he sends Murphy back on 3 pitches.
Now check out this curveball. #1, it's off the plate. Now why did he chase it? Last night 3 hits, he got strikes to hit. 0-2, you make, I don't care who you are, Box, Carew, they expand the strike zone because they have 2 strikes. That's the difference between getting ahead and getting behind.
And here is Carlos Beltran with that big .333 batting average, 4th in the National League in that department. Runner at first base and 1 down. He is among the leaders in the majors with that .362 batting average on the road. That is the 6th best number in the majors. Tied for 5th in doubles in the National League. And will take the pitch outside for a ball. Birkin being very conscious of that follow through tonight as to where he's landing and where the arm's going on each pitch. It's almost like that's the thing he's thinking about early in the ball game. Here's the 1-0 delivery.
And there's the changeup that you talked about.
1-1.
Yeah, I mean, because if you're going to fall behind the hitters, and that's where he's been having the problems over his last 2 starts, you better not be too predictable. So I think that's what, when you talked about Dave Tremblay saying, okay, not only back-to-back changeups, so some changeups and fastball counts, and that's what he did.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Beltran, the switch hitter, will take that one. He is .328 right-handed, .335 left. He's had 4 home runs from each side of the plate. Beltran, 33 strikeouts and 35 walks. That's pretty darn good for a power hitter. 1 ball, 2 strike delivery with a runner going down the line at third. Melvin Mora only plays at first. Toss over Wigginton there has got it. Beltran retired with Cora going down to second base.
Yeah, nice play by Melvin. There it is, and that's an unusual. Normally you just take those seams and run them right parallel to your fingers. There's your 4-seamer. That's conventional. So a little different 2 seams. There's the curve ball. We saw that for the strikeout of Murphy. He also throws the slider. You kind of like throwing a football. You hold it a little bit off center, and there's your circle changeup where you take your index finger and your thumb, and it's almost like it's a circle or an OK.
And that will bring up David Wright. So with the runner in scoring position here in the first inning and 2 down, the leading hitter in the majors will take the pitch inside for a ball. Wright continues on top in the National League with that .357 average. Miguel Tejada at .342 is second in the league in batting average. 1-0 delivery, foul back. Wright second in hits in the league, second in stolen bases, and on the road hitting .397, which is the best average in the National League.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, this kid is only, and he is a kid. It's 26. Seems like he's been around a lot longer than that. But an awfully good player, and he is, even when he's been young, the spokesperson for the Mets over the last 3 years.
1-1 delivery to him. That'll be popped up down the line. Markakis coming hard, and Markakis will not have a play.
Yeah, good pitch, and not quite the result you want. You know, a good slider we saw in game number 1 when Jeremy Guthrie was on. He struck him out, talking about David Wright, and then the second time up, got a slider in the middle of the plate. Here's the end of this pop fly, and again, rain all day long, and it's not one of those cinder tracks where you really feel comfortable kind of sliding and hoping that you're not going to get hurt.
Serious burn time.
Oh yeah.
David Wright had an 11-game hit streak ended in the ball game last night. He took an 0 for 5 in the ball game last night. He is 6th in strikeouts in the league. 1-2 delivery, and that's where they've been getting him. And Birkin has a solid first inning, striking out 2. A runner left on at second base. Orioles lineup when we And Scott, Wigginton in at first, Wieters and Andino. Nick Markakis against the Mets. Holy cow.
And the 34-year-old Livan Hernandez, well, he's on a roll, 4-0 and a very low ERA in his last 8 games. There was the lifetime numbers, and you know, a finesse guy. When he came up, threw a lot harder than he does now. They were talking at the cage, well, does he throw 86? Does he throw 87? I said it could probably be somewhere around 84, 85. There it is, 84 mile per hour, but he will add and he will subtract. So he's good at math.
He is very good at math. Brian Roberts, 0-1 delivery. He's also good in geography. If you'll swing at something that's not on the plate, the next pitch will be another inch off the plate, and it will keep going that way. And so long as you keep swinging, he'll keep throwing it there. 1-1 delivery. That ball hit in the air to left field, right at Martinez on the warning track. 1 down.
I'll take a look at the Mets defense. And we saw Martinez last night. Didn't really get back on the Wieters home run, but he's learning how to play. Beltran, 3 Gold Gloves. Church is having a good series, right? A Gold Glover. Cora has played great at shortstop. Castillo's won 3 Gold Gloves. Murphy moved from the outfield to first. Seems pretty comfortable. And then a brief Oriole last year, Omir Santos, has done a terrific job behind the plate for the Mets. He gets a chance to play for the first time in this series.
Adam Jones, and he will take the pitch for a strike. Just 1 hit and 9 at bats in the first 2 games of this series for Jones, hitting just .216 in June. 0-1 delivery to him. It's been a cool down month, and that one's right off the end of the bat. Cue shot to Murphy. 2 down. 2 outs, 4 pitches. Nick Markakis. Nick's bat is red hot. He's got a 3-game hit streak coming in last night for the 2nd time this year and the 11th time in his career. He had a 4-hit ball game, stole a base, and scored a couple of runs. And against the Mets, .588 with a .650 on base and an .824 slugging.
Yeah, they've been throwing him a lot of off-speed stuff. That is not going to work. So he's adjusted well. I mean, he hit the home run on a changeup of Mike Pelfrey. Of course, he'd already hit a sinker to left for a base hit. And if you look at the numbers, it's, I don't know if his hits, it's 27 to left, 28 up the middle, 26 to right. So he's really spread the ball around the field. And again, we talk about guys hitting the ball where it's pitched. He does that.
Livan Hernandez on a breaking ball that'll be in there for a strike. Hernandez has faced Markakis 7 at bats. Nick is 1 for 7 off the starting pitcher during the 3-game streak. You see the numbers, a very hot streak. And 6 for 8 in this particular series. And Hernandez will dish one outside. Livan Hernandez continues to have one of the easiest looking rocking chair deliveries in all of baseball. You look at him and you think he can just pitch for about 5 days in a row and it would never bother him. There's very little effort. Just kind of comes out of the hand and he gets the strikeout. So a 1-2-3 inning for Hernandez as he sets the Orioles down in with some shots.
Yeah. Everybody talking the last couple of nights because of the wind and the dampness. Ball not carrying. About the only ball that really carried was the ball off the bat of Matt Wieters last night.
Here's Gary Sheffield. He got one last night.
Yeah, well, I don't think the wind would have had
no.
it. Yeah.
Well, he made the wind.
Yes, he did.
He had the winds parted on the shot. He put another line drive. 400 in interleague play for Sheffield with 4 home runs and 8 RBIs. That's this season's interleague play. And he has been on a tear. He's had 7 home runs, 21 RBIs, and a .318 average in the last 32 games. Down to third base and foul. Saw him before the game. He's feeling good. I mean, he feels healthy. He just feels good. And for the last few years, there haven't been many games where he's felt good.
All kinds of shoulder problems. That started when he was playing for the Yankees. And then, as you mentioned, the last couple of nights, played for the Tigers last year, did a lot of DH and was hurt. Didn't like that position.
Takes that one to center field. Jones is looking. He's got plenty of time and will make the catch. We are covering the bases tonight with the starter for the O's, Jason Birkin, who talked with us about reaching goals in his career.
People always ask, how do you get where you're at? How do you do this? I think just the hard work. I never let anybody tell me I couldn't do it. For people telling me that I couldn't do it, I just use that as motivation. I think the hard work and the dedication, it really can pay off. That's one thing I always tell people too, is just if you have a dream, just follow it and do whatever you can to reach that goal, reach that dream, because anything is possible. I was from a small town in Wisconsin, and everybody always told me I'd never be able to play Division I baseball. Then we got a chance to play at Clemson, and then from there it was always, pitching in the big leagues is going to be tough for you, and now I'm here, so it's feel very fortunate for the opportunities I've had. Obviously, my family and friends have been a big part of that, and I tell everybody to work hard and just really chase that dream. Don't let anybody tell you can't do it.
Good play by Brian Roberts to get Church. Our covering the bases brought to you by Home Depot. We hope you'll visit homedepot.com/spring. More saving, more doing. The power of Home Depot.
Yeah, and there are so many. We saw Andy McPhail in the kind of the dinner, lunchroom, whatever you want to call it, press lounge, and he said you never have enough pitching, never too much. And how about Birkin not even getting invited to spring training after going 12-4 in Double-A? And I don't think he ever took it personally. He just worked hard, went to Double-A again for the 2nd straight year, got promoted, and then pitched lights out at Triple-A and got called to the big leagues because of injuries.
And here he is in the starting rotation and looking for his 2nd win. We'll be talking with his college coach from Clemson during our ball game tonight, part of our covering the bases. Omar Santos is doing the catching, has not made an appearance prior to tonight in this particular series. Santos being given a rest, hitting at .279, 4 homers and 21 RBIs for Santos. 2 down, nobody on, 1-2 delivery, and the fastball will miss inside, not by much, and it'll go to 2-2. Santos having a good June. He's hitting .290 with 1 home run in this month. 2-2 delivery to him, swung on and missed. Tag will be put on, and that's that. These 2 pitchers starting out nullifying hitters in a hurry. 1-2-3 inning for Birkin, and he gets his 3rd strike. before that shot in the ball game last night. His 9th of the year, his final at bat. It came in the 7th inning.
Yeah, he went up. Feliciano struck him out the night before. He said, I went out and looked for a slider. He threw one that he didn't get in a good location, and he hits a 2-run home run, and the Orioles win. But it's hard to believe, as good a hitter, that he would go 16 games without an extra base hit of some sort.
Long time.
Yeah, it really is.
He has faced Hernandez before, and he's 5 for 8 with a couple of home runs. So Aubrey's got pretty good numbers off this 34-year-old right-hander. It'll be Huff, Mora, and Scott. They put a modified shift on Aubrey Huff as the shortstop Cora moves over towards the bag, and Wright at third moves over to short. Otherwise, outfield's swung around, but not the big shift we've seen other teams use.
They probably swung around a little bit more in the outfield.
Yeah,
you hardly ever see your left fielder play that far, and that's the rookie Fernando Martinez. I mean, normally they put that shift more on in the infield and play him pretty much straight away. But they're giving him the left field line, and of course they're saying, we hope you hit a little soft ball down there or something. And there,
good on that one.
Yeah, it really is. And I think it was a very close pitch in the first inning for strike 3 to Markakis, and if Mark Wegner gives him the corners and just off the corner, he's going to take advantage of it. That's his style.
You'll have to swing at some pitches that probably aren't strikes if that's the case. 3-2 delivery on the way. That one is outside of first base and foul. Murphy coming over to get it. Huff will be followed by Mora and Scott. Markakis ahead of him. 2 of the big power bats in the lineup. You see the numbers through 65 games from 07 through 09, with the RBI numbers in particular up for Markakis, and certainly up for Aubrey, and the home runs right where he was through 65 games last year, but much better RBI production. Great changeup that Aubrey gave it the slower than slow swing on and got a piece of it somehow.
Well, the master of changing speeds, adding, subtracting with the fastball, and very much like his half brother El Duque Orlando, where any count you can get the curveball. Reading some scouting stuff on him, they said even when he came up through Cuba, he could still throw that curveball about 69 miles per hour. Threw a lot harder then.
3-2 delivery, shattered the bat right off the end of it. Cora perfectly positioned, and Huff is retired and went away in the second inning. For a limited time, don't forget the Orioles rookie flex packs available. Save on tickets to 4 upcoming games, including a prime game. The first 500 fans who purchase 2 seats will receive an autographed photo of Nolan Reinbold celebrating the walk-off home run. Purchase the 4 and you also get the autographed picture of Matt Wieters and his first major league hit. Details at 888-848-BIRD or Orioles.com. Alvin Mora, 6-game hit streak. 3 for 8 in the series. Fouls that one away. Watch this shattered bat for Aubrey Huff on that last at bat.
And there's your Expo swing. Now think about it. Hitting is timing. What is pitching? It's about movement. It's about disrupting that timing. How do you do it? You change speeds. You have a little bit. You cut the ball. You turn it over. Levon can do that with the best of them.
And that one towards center field is going to fall in for a base hit. And Melvin Mora, he is a singles hitter right now, but lots of them. That's a 7-game hit streak, and he is 4 for 9 in this 3-game series.
Hey, Gary, as you know, if you get enough singles fastball and disrupts your timing.
Luke Scott, a .265 June with 3 home runs so far. And Luke rips that one into right field. He really timed that one. Church will get it back in. That was right on the button. And there are 2 on, 1 down. Wigginton coming up, and we'll check in with Amber.
Well, Gary, Ty Wigginton in the lineup today, and he has pretty good numbers against the Mets. He's seen him quite a few times. Remember, he spent time in the National League with both the Astros and the Pirates. He's had 37 at-bats and hit .297 with 2 homers and 11 RBI. Also, remember, Livan Hernandez has played for 8 different teams, so Ty has seen him along the road quite a few times. 18 at-bats. He's hit .278 and showed some pop with those extra base hits. He says, I know what to expect with Hernandez. He's going to try to keep you off balance, change speeds, go up and down, but coming in knowing what to expect, I feel like I can take him on here today. Gary?
So he gets to face him again. He's 5 for 18 off him, and he takes that one to center field on the first pitch. Beltran is there. Runners will stay where they are. Wigginton retired on 1 pitch and 2 down here in the second inning. Well, that will leave it up to Matt Wieters. Wieters obviously happy to have that 1 under the HR column. Just get that out of the way. Now he'll try and pick up an RBI, a 2-out RBI with runners on at first and second base.
Yeah, something he's failed to do. He's only had 13 opportunities yet. So he's got the home run, but when he hit the home run, the runner was at first. So it's not a hit with a runner in scoring position. Still looking for that.
2 down. Wieters will take the pitch, and it will miss for a ball. 2-game hit streak. You see the 2 for 7 that he has picked up coming in this series. Matt with 21 walks off Hernandez. Tough to get a walk off him. You got to be swinging. Third base, it'll be cut off by Wright. He's going to have to go to first to get the out, and he does. No runs, couple of hits, no errors, and 2 are left on base. No score.
That as a goal for them to go to college, and to be honest, getting my degree from Clemson, I graduated there in business, and that was more gratifying than anything I've ever done in sport.
We are covering the bases with Jason Birkin, who is the starting pitcher for the Orioles tonight. Martinez up, Castillo and then Cora to follow. 0-1 count. Merkin's delivery to him, and a chopper that is foul, and we are joined by Kevin O'Sullivan, who was the coach for Birkin at Clemson when he played there. Kevin is now at the University of Florida. Kevin, thanks for taking time to join us. Really appreciate it. How you doing?
Doing good. My pleasure.
Kevin, a little bit of an overview. I know you really liked and do like Jason Birkin. Tell us a bit about your experience with him and the kind of person he is.
Well, I can remember back, he was a kid from Wisconsin that wasn't really highly recruited, and Tim Corbin, who's now at Vanderbilt, had actually recruited Jason, and you know, made an immediate impact both, you know, ability-wise and personality-wise on our program, and you know, obviously everything turned out well for him.
Well, you know, he had the injury, he had the Tommy John surgery, and when he came after it, a lot of times we talk in the major leagues, guys will actually throw a little bit better afterwards. Can you compare him after as opposed to before in your program?
Well, you know, I only had him for one more year after he had the surgery, but I can assure you that before surgery, he had a really, really good arm. I mean, he pitched at the 90-92 range and would probably touch three or four, but he had 3 pitches for strikes. You know, his changeup was a work in progress, of course, you know, as most kids at that age. But, you know, the injury obviously set him back a little bit, but he was very determined and obviously disappointed when it happened, but came back and do really, really well his redshirt junior year or his senior year, and then obviously has done well in the Orioles organization.
Luis Castillo at the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike count on him for the switch hitter batting 9th. 1-1 delivery by Birkin is taken down low. Kevin, I know that Birkin is someone who likes to emphasize mechanics, and you saw that, I think, in college. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, well, you know, he always had a good arm. His arm action was always good. He always had that medium arc, and it was online, and he always had that. Now, obviously, most high school kids, he needed a little cleaning up to do. He was a little overhand and arched and kind of spun off to the first base side a little bit early, but he always had that good arm, and he's worked awfully hard on his mechanics.
What a play, but not in time. Brian Roberts after that ground ball, but Castillo has that tremendous speed. He will beat that out on a 1-out single. Not much more Brian could do with it.
Yeah, pretty good finish, and then he's hoping that Brian makes a good play, which he does. But at Castillo, that's what he's known for, especially from the left side of the plate, beats it out. You know, the one thing, he seems like he's very coachable, and again, he's throwing about 94, occasionally 95 tonight, but was he the type of kid, because, you know, this year he didn't even get invited to spring training, even though he had a terrific year. Did he always have to overachieve at Clemson because he wasn't highly touted?
No, I don't think he had overachieved here. I mean, we loved him from day one, and we knew he was going to be really good. But and obviously the injury set him back. But you know, the one thing that Jason has that, you know, just about all the good ones have, he took going into spring training and not being invited to big league camp as a challenge. He didn't complain. He didn't blame anybody. He just took it as a challenge and said, you know, I got to earn my way up there, and that was the right approach to take, obviously.
And obviously, Kevin, he got tested with the Tommy John surgery, and I guess you probably had to tell him. Tell us how that went in telling him, and what happened in the year he redshirted.
Well, you know, obviously really close to Jason. He went down to meet Dr. Andrews, and I actually kept my phone with me. We were actually playing Florida State, and right during the game, he called me and told me that he had to have the surgery. So I obviously appreciate very much that he thought enough for me to call me, you know, during the game. But it was a setback, and he took it hard, but he never once complained to his rehab and was very meticulous about his rehab.
It certainly has worked for him right now. 1 ball, 1 strikeout. He's got Alex Cora up, runner at first base, and 1 down. Birkin's delivery is taken to center field. Jones, a few steps over to left. He's got it, and there are 2 away.
You know, he was a terrific high school quarterback, one of the best ever in Wisconsin. How you, when you say he's not highly touted, how did you actually get him to come to Clemson?
Well, you know, there's a lot of recruiting services out there now, and Tim Cormier actually went up to a showcase up in Wisconsin and had seen him, and obviously he's athletic, and yeah, he seems to tell everybody he was a great quarterback in high school, but I haven't seen the tapes yet, but he keeps telling everybody he was.
Was he looking? I haven't asked Jason this. Was he looking anywhere else? Going anywhere else?
I'm sure he was looking at a few other schools, but you know, Clemson's a beautiful place, and he fell in love with it. And it was we signed him in the springtime, and actually the late signing period. So we were fortunate enough to stumble across him, and it was just a perfect match.
Yeah, he told us a story about driving 15 hours to go to a Packer game where it's 50 below. So I would imagine Clemson did look pretty good in the spring.
No doubt. He actually found his future wife there, too, so it all worked out for him.
Kevin, I got to tell you, we just ran some video of him dribbling a basketball. He was also an outstanding basketball player and throwing a touchdown pass, so he does have the video. So we want you to know that.
And badminton and volleyball, too.
Kevin, we really appreciate you joining us. It's great to have the insight on Jason Birkin as we take a look at him tonight during our ball game. And the best of luck to you at the University of Florida. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks so much. We're all too proud of Jason and his family, and I hope everything works out well tonight.
Kevin, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And swung on and missed. The strikeout to Murphy. That's 2 in a row against Murphy and 4 in the ball. Leaving 2 on base so far. Robert Andino against Hernandez to lead it off here. The Orioles will be heading to Philadelphia after the ball game, to a ballpark that surrendered 7 home runs today as Toronto beat Philadelphia 8-7 in an afternoon game. 1-0 delivery, and that'll be in the outside corner for a strike. Toronto won it with a run in the top half of the 9th inning, as everybody was banging the ball out of the ballpark.
Well, the Phillies come in with what, a great offense at their first as far as runs.
That one in the air to left field. That is hit hard. Andino may get it. And goodbye. Home run he does. Robert Andino delivers the homer, and the Orioles have the lead on his first home run of the season.
Well, he told you about the slider. And he slides one right out of here. Terry Crowley, his hitting instructor, said, boy, every day he's gotten better and better and better. Little hanger, speeds up the bat. How many times have we talked about that over the years? So look at that extension. Said he's getting on top of the high pitch, and he gets a great pitch to hit and then smokes it into left center field.
Boy, what a job Andino has done filling in. He's done much more than that. So the Orioles get the homer, the 11th surrendered by Hernandez. The 6th hit by the right-hander. And the O's on top 1-0, a leadoff homer here in the 3rd inning. Brian Roberts shows bunt as David Wright is swung around in the infield at 3rd, so there was a lot of room. Wright was moved over to shortstop and back. 3rd career home run for Andino.
And only the 3rd extra base hit of the year.
2-0 delivery to Roberts, and that is in there for a strike. Brian flied out his first time up.
Well, you know, we talk about circling guys in the lineup, so Roberts been hitting well, but you don't, if you're Livan Hernandez, expect him to take you deep.
Bryant's trying to get it going as he's not had a hit in this series. He is 0 for 11 in the series against the Mets. And Roberts has .287 batting average now. Hernandez falls behind here in the third inning. 2-2 delivery. Ryan Roberts trying to go the other way again. Puts it almost in the same place.
And don't think he didn't pay attention to that third strike call on Nick Markakis back in the first. A ball just off the corner that Mark Wagner called. So again, you cannot take a chance on trusting the umpire because the ball off the corner has been called so far.
Bryan is third in doubles and fourth in runs in the American League coming into this ball game. And as we mentioned in his first at bat, he's had 4 hits and 9 at bats against Hernandez. So pretty good numbers off the Mets starter. 3-2 count. Roberts to second. Somebody's got to cover first. Pitcher does, as Murphy had gone after the ball at first base. So they get the out with Hernandez getting over there. Adam Jones and Nick Markakis both in the running for the All-Star game. You can vote and help the cause at Orioles.com. Vote orange and save green by voting for the Birds the maximum 25 times. You'll get a free upper reserve seat to any non-prime O's game after the break. Vote early, vote often. For details, Orioles.com/vote orange. 1 away. Adam Jones grounded out his first time up. Adam hitting at .350 now, 10th best average in the league.
Yeah, and he's one of those, we talk about peaks and valley. Well, peaks were early. The valley is a 3 for 32 with a couple of singles and a home run on Saturday night. And he said, I know I am chasing bad pitches.
That one right into the glove. 2 down. Nick Markakis with 2 away and the base is empty.
Now 4 for 4 last night. Let's take a look at that 1-2 pitch. He knew it was off the corner, and it was. The only guy that ultimately calls you either out or that pitch a ball is Mark Wagner. He said, you know what, see you later. And obviously if you're a hitter, a hitting instructor, you're rooting for Nick, you're going, hey, make him throw it over. And that was well earned though, because it went almost to the glove of Santos.
Starts that one way outside. Markakis with a 3-game hit streak, now 6 for 9 in this series.
You think LeVon ever perspires? He reminds me of Mike Cuellar. Both of them come from Cuba. 104 degrees. Mike's going, what? Any worry? I don't need to do that.
No. That's why I say he just kind of rocks along out there, and nothing seems to change very much in the course of a ball game with his delivery or his demeanor.
I got to think that has a lot to do with it. I mean, very relaxed, a lot of movement. I mean, very casual.
2-0 breaking ball. You can see that curving. It starts about halfway in, and it catches the corner.
Well, remember when El Duque pitched for the Yankees? And
yeah,
I mean, there's obviously El Duque was much thinner and whatever, but in a higher leg kick. But the ball gets up there and they change speed so well.
Grounded that one to second base. Castillo up with it, and Markakis is retired. But the Orioles get the long ball, 3rd of his career.
Luckily for me, my dad didn't find out. He would have killed me.
And about the other thing he didn't tell you on that, Jason Birkin, was that the later that he told his dad was like a year. That one bounces off the mound. Nice play, Andino. But the throw is going to end up in the dugout and another base. It'll be a throwing error, and Beltran is going to go down to second base.
And I don't know how the original hit will be. I mean, up the middle again, nice range. Trying to get his bearing right there, and then of course, you know, normally it's tough play because the ball stays down. So he drops his arm a little bit and then just doesn't quite have enough on it. You see where it bounces, and also the kind of the swirl with the glove by Wigington.
A straight error call, two-base error on Andino, at least for the moment. And that will put a runner at second base, the potential tying run. And here is David Wright again. Wright struck out in the first inning, and he had a runner on at second base, and Wright gets another shot at it here.
Well, let's see what his approach is, as you mentioned. I mean, he comes in leading the National League in hitting. 397 at least coming in on the road this year. Will he take a shot to right? Good right field hitter.
Orioles and everybody else of late's been working inside to him, trying to prevent him from extending his arms, and he's had some trouble with the high cheese.
Yep. And of course, how do you do that? You get ahead. It's very hard to pitch a guy up and in when you're behind him 2-0.
2-0 delivery, and they kept that one on the corner.
Well, maybe it isn't.
Pretty good pitch. And a 2-1 count. Now, this is the man that the Mets would want to have at the plate here in this situation. 2-1 strike count, trying to hold the runner at second. And Wright with a big cut. He's also got a severe uppercut going right now that we usually don't see from him. He's got one of the weirdest things going. It's never happened in baseball. He's #1 in average. He is 5th in strikeouts, though. He puts more balls in play right now. That average is the biggest average ever. More than Babe Ruth. 2-2 delivery. And the question is, will he become the first player in 125 years of keeping the records to have something less than 20 home runs, lead the league in average, be among the top 10 in strikeouts, and have something under 20 homers? No one's ever done that. Swung out and missed. He's adding the strikeouts, though. He's got 2 of them in this game.
Well, you're right. I mean, how do you uppercut? You drop your backside, and the path of the bat loops, and that's what's going on right here. I mean, and again, it's a nice pitch. And again, what did Jason Birkin's college coach? He said he always had a great arm, so he had good movement. You would think Wright's trying to hit the ball to the right side after the leadoff double, whatever you want to call it, error. But he didn't make a real overt attempt to do it.
No.
Just kind of overswang on everything.
Now Gary Sheffield, runner at second. I mean, I know what Wright's answer would be if you asked him, are you thinking about the home runs you're not hitting and maybe trying to do that consciously or subconsciously with that uppercut? And he'd say, no, I'm a line drive hitter. I know that. But boy, I've never seen him with an uppercut quite like that before. 1-0 delivery. Sheffield will take it for a strike. He flied to center his first time up.
I think another thing that exacerbates it is that he's just kind of flying open with that front shoulder. And why do you do that? Because they're pitching you in, and you feel like you have to open up. So the bat takes a very, very long route to the ball. I mean, we're talking about a lifetime 309 hitter.
1-1 delivery on the way inside. Sheffield really is helping this ball club. Part of it's the long ball. 3rd home run in June last night.
And he hit it so hard, so quickly. I mean, what 377, but that's because the grandstand got in the way. Well, there's your changeup again, and I mean, Gary Sheffield, Brian Snyder, who catches, he was the backup catcher, maybe sometimes a starting catcher. If you look at the active home run leaders, Sheffield, who hit his 500 home run early this year, he was saying, when I used to catch against him, I stood farther back because of the bat lash.
Oh, yeah.
I never want to get hit with a guy that swings the bat with this kind of violence.
1 down, runner at second base. 2-2. Burke in the long look and a timeout at the plate. The home run last night is 19th against the Orioles. It is 11th. The Orioles, the 11th most he's hit against. Here at Camden Yards, he's had 7 home runs. He is chasing Mel Ott next on the list. Sheffield all time 24th in homers, 507. Mel Ott's got 511. They got him. Oh, almost threw it away. Roberts, no play. They don't get him.
Yep. Well, you execute the first part, and I think and it sounds like it's so simple, but when you stand up on the pitcher's mound and you have to throw, either on a ground ball back to you, you're throwing downhill. So it's easy. Again, if you separate your hands too early, and of course this is a snap throw, see right there, his hands aren't together. So it's an off-balance throw, and you can see Brian just trying to catch it from going into center field. So I would imagine that's a stolen base, because he wasn't going back to the base.
And the infield is drawn in, and Sheffield will foul that one right straight back. So Beltran will be credited with a stolen base, putting a runner at third with only one away, and the Orioles, figuring this to be a low-scoring ball game, are going to try and cut the run off on a ground ball in the infield. Boy, the infielders right now are thinking, oh my gosh, we're drawn in, and look who we're looking at. 2-2 delivery. Sheffield, and the off-speed pitch is struck out.
Well, it's an awfully good curveball. I hadn't thrown a slider tonight. Curveball's been good, out of the strike zone, good enough, tantalizing enough. Again, we're not talking about Livan Hernandez. He's done that too, but that's just, I mean, that's about as good as 2-2 curveball as you can throw. Didn't hang at all.
That's a new career high in this ball game for strikeouts. The most Jason had was 3. He did that against Atlanta last game, in Toronto his first game. He's got 6 in this game, and he listened to his manager, and I'm sure pitching coach Kranitz, about throwing that off-speed pitch more often, because it is working here in this ball game. There's the runner at third, 2 down now. Infield will back up, and a hard ground ball. The bouncer will be played by Wigginton, and a good job. So the leadoff error is covered up by Jason Birkin with some good work on the mound, and the Orioles still have the lead.
Stays open until 30 minutes before game time. Tonight's Orioles alumni were Paul Blair, Rick Krivda, and John Steparo. So come out to Oriole Park this season on Mondays and Thursdays and relive some of your favorite Orioles memories. For more details, call the Orioles at 888-848-BIRD. Gary?
Amber, thank you. Great program. Great to see the alumni back.
Yeah, we saw Al Bumbry, his son Stephen, signed as the Orioles. Said he was, let's see, bigger than his dad, maybe not as fast,
more powerful.
More power.
Yeah. He was very clear about that.
Yes.
Here's Aubrey Huff, who grounded out his first time up, and Al didn't argue.
No, well, he was looking down at his dad when he said it.
True. That ball smacked to center, and that's a base hit. Just a quality swing that he didn't try to overpower, and a leadoff single for the Orioles here in the 4th inning.
Well, again, you like to think, even though Livan Hernandez is overpowering, he's not going to throw the ball by you. So again, he elevates this ball. Hadn't done it very often, and Aubrey gets that front foot down, and then there is no better up and out over the plate hitter than Aubrey Huff. You like to get him out with slow stuff and try to get him out on his front foot. Couldn't do it there.
Now Melvin Mora. Mora had a single his first time up, 6-game hit streak. 5 for 14 off Hernandez, and that's to second base. Shortstop, rather. Castillo 1. And quickly, there are 2 down. On Sunday, July 12, we hope you'll come to Oriole Park for the debut of 2110 Utah Street, an area in the right center field bleachers named for Nick Markakis and Adam Jones and the uniform numbers they wear. For just $21, you can purchase a ticket, receive a limited edition T-shirt with both Nick and Adam on it. That's July 12. Hope you'll show up. 888-848-BIRD. Log on to Orioles.com with the opening of 2110 Utah. Right there. 2 down. And Luke Scott, who delivered a single, stands in with the bases empty.
The one thing Levon has done real well, and he hasn't had too much occasion tonight, runners in scoring position, 184. Incredibly low number.
He's got an incredibly good record, 5-1, for an opponent batting average to go with it of 295. That's pretty high.
Well, you know what? He does know how to pitch, though. I get the feeling that he will pitch around people. You know, occasionally he'll give in. He can certainly do that at New City Field because it's a pitcher's ballpark. You know, a little bit different on the road. He had a lot of room to work with up in New York. Got a great feel for pitching last year. I mean, he started out the year in the American League at 6-2 for the Twins, and then really struggled. Got picked up by Colorado.
Interleague games, a magnificent 19-win mark.
I think only Mike Mussina with more interleague wins.
Yep. It's a lot of interleague games. 2-1 delivery on the way. A breaking ball that fooled Scott. He took it, and it wasn't in the strike zone, and it's 3-1.
Now this again, if you're going to call this when it is received by Santos, it's going to be a ball. But where did it go over in relationship to his knees? You got to figure, yeah, it probably. Maybe was very close.
See what he comes back at him with. 3-1 delivery on the way, and that is on the outside corner for a strike, and it goes to 3-2.
Yeah, they can't like the strike zone, and Luke, who is a very respectful guy, says, you know what, it was outside, and I think it was.
But
that's the way the strike zone is tonight.
Yeah. It's been that way right from the get-go. So Hernandez, let's see what he does. 3-2, comes back and put that one almost right down the middle of the plate. Luke Scott really upset. Can't believe it as he walks away, flips the bat in the
for me.
Oh, my goodness.
Where did we get some of these photos?
Yeah, but at least he's wearing jockey. That's the good thing about
there you
that.
go. Wait.
Wisconsin Company, Kenosha. I don't know where DePere is from. That's got to be close. Everything's close in Wisconsin.
Everything's close in Wisconsin. Thank you so much. Here's Santos. We're covering the bases. And that's the man, Jason Birkin.
I'll tell you, he's done a terrific job tonight. And, another thing you have to consider is that he has been with his battery mate last year. I mean, both Wieters was in Double-A, and so was Jason. So there's a great connection.
And another great off-speed pitch. That's the one working for him tonight. Santos, a strikeout victim. 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, and only 1 hit for the Mets. That was a single by Castillo that came in the 3rd inning.
We are seeing a lot of body language from both of the hitters tonight. Every time a close pitch is called a strike, you see the shoulders kind of drop. And again, he threw him a great 0-1 curveball, but the first one, I think O'Meara thought it was a little bit high. So all of a sudden, instead of being 1-0, it's 0-1, and then he threw him a good one. He's 0-2. Now you're hitting behind. It's a big strike zone. You better not take the borderline pitch, or you'll be just grabbing some air and heading back to the dugout to get your equipment on.
1 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way to him, and that is swung out and missed. And boy, by far for Jason Birkin, his best outing.
And even when
7 strikeouts.
Even when he throws a backup slider, watch Wieters go to the outside corner and it just kind of spins. But the hitters will tell you, you think and you anticipate it breaking down and away, it spins. The backup slider kind of comes towards you, and he swings right over it.
Here's the leaderboard presented by Firestone, a tradition of innovation. Fewest strikeouts. Now this is by the hitters. These 2 teams have struck out the fewest times than Houston, Seattle, and the Yankees. Yet tonight, Birkin's got 7 strikeouts against this Mets team, which has the fewest strikeouts in the majors that he's doing it against. Martinez grounded out his first time up. And that one in the air to left center field. Jones coming over.
Mr. Bobblehead. And he gets it. Yeah, he got a new glove today. It weighed about 7 pounds. I said, Adam, you cannot use that glove. He had it in the, where they keep the hot packs, with the steam and all that. And I go, Adam, it looks pretty. Plus it was hard. And he goes, oh, no, it's just, they sent it to me. And I said, don't be bringing that out during the game.
He did.
Nobody will want to pitch with you out there with that glove.
Here's Castillo and the unusual shift as they move Scott over to the line, way in. Jones in center, playing like a softball center field. Marquez about straight away and right. And it is inside. 2 down. Castillo has the only hit for the Mets, a single that came in the 3rd inning. The other thing Jason Birkin is doing in his last 2 outings, he lasted only 4 1/3 and 3 1/3 in innings pitched. Grounded to second base. Brian Roberts gets the big hug. And right now, Birkin is dominating. Through 5, he is shut.
before tonight. He's already got 7. People thought he had a couple bad starts in a row that maybe he was on a short leash. He might be getting ready to get sent down. Maybe David Hernandez would come back. But I talked to Andy McPhail earlier. It doesn't sound like anybody's on a short leash right now. He's going to keep getting starts. They want Hernandez to work on his fastball command more. And Birkin's doing what Dave Tremblay said he needed to do. He's commanding his fastball, doubling up on the changeup. He's got a great curveball right now. I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon. He'll stay here.
All right, Jim Johnson, speaking of staying in the spot you're in, there's a lot of questions. He's been pitching so well as a reliever, but the question was asked, could we see him in another role? Yeah, I've been asked, would he be a starter again? It doesn't sound like they have any intention of putting him back in the rotation. Don't really need him to either. The cavalry's coming, in case you hadn't heard. But we were asked about would he possibly be a closer down the road. That's something Dave Tremblay left open as a possibility. Not right away, of course, but he thinks he could be a very good one because he has the makeup to do it, and that bulldog mentality. So maybe if George Sherrill is moved at some point, he would be the most likely guy to be the closer, or maybe it just evolves in a year or two, whatever. They love him in the setup role right now, but he could be a closer down the road. That's right. George Sherrill's about 5 or 6 years older than Jim Johnson. Speaking of another reliever, Dennis Sarfate, we did learn that he's going to Sarasota today. Update on him. Yeah, we'll miss him. But you know, Dennis, he's right now like pacing the floor. He's walking around with his cameraman. He's looking for trouble. He needs to get out of here and pitch. Let's face it. He threw on flat ground again today. He did fine. He'll go to Sarasota, throw off a mound. He told me July 2nd he'll be in Bowie making his first injury rehab appearance. Then the Orioles will just have to decide how long he needs to stay back there, and also how they would make room for him when he came back. By then, maybe it's the trade deadline. Something might open up. All right. That'll be some interesting moves when they evolve. Thanks a lot, Rock. Thank you. School of Rock, MassonSports.com. Gary, Jim.
Amber. Thank you.
She's yelling and she's right behind us.
She's right here behind us. I can see her.
We can hear you.
Look, she's right there.
Yeah.
That's Amber right there.
Can't miss Rock.
She was just telling us her family just came back from Greece. We got to see some of the old country land, and they videotaped hellos for Amber from family members back in the old hometowns back in Greece. That's great. Her parents went. Got that one to left field. It'll curve to the pole, and it will be a foul ball.
Yeah, not enough ampage, footage, whatever you want to call it. All of those things, all of the above.
Ampage.
Yeah, well, you got to. Well, that's juiced. You know why? Here's the deal. Sarfati, you were just talking about him.
Yeah.
I'd say, you know, you're throwing overly. Oh, I was overamped. So I guess hitters, if you get out in front, you overamped it.
Okay.
Okay, so there
Fair
you
deal.
go.
We'll put that in the baseball vernacular.
Yes, King.
Put that in your pipe of smoke. Off the end of the bat.
Go foul.
Hernandez. Base hit.
Oh, my goodness.
He stopped it before it went foul, obviously believing it wasn't going to. Wigginton's on.
Well, because if he picks it up, it's not an easy play, because even though the runner's supposed to be in that last 45 foot, if you just pick this up, it's going to be an out. And he gets to it quickly, just cannot get the handle. And then he'll just reach for it and reach for it and reach for it and reach for it. And
there's your free swing.
And he's looking at it's going to go foul. And he just pounds it into the ground. A little frustrating. You never know it, though.
No.
I mean, he's not
at least outwardly.
His body language is not on his sleeve.
The Orioles get the leadoff man on again. And Ty Wigginton is on with an infield single.
Matt Wieters hit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. With his speed, you got to give Wiggy a hit on that one. Matt Wieters and the Orioles leading 1-0, trying to get an inning going here. The Orioles have had the leadoff man on with a homer by Andino in the third, a single by Huff in the fourth, and now another single by Wigginton here in the fifth inning. And Wieters puts that one to right. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Wigginton will stop at second. He had to wait. Church deked it, and the Orioles have 2 on and nobody out. This date in history is brought to you by Cabot Wood Stains. Our performance is legendary. And it was on this date in 07 when the then bullpen coach of the Orioles was named as the interim manager, a title where the interim would be taken away at a later date. And Dave Tremblay, after 20 years in the minors, had his first chance managing at the major league level and is on the bench. This day in 07 was day number 1.
You saw him in the hallway today. He was that happy today.
Yes.
He said it. Bobby Cox told him. He said, you know, I've been in baseball 27 years managing. He said about 10 years ago, he said, I'm going to come to the ballpark and be happy.
Not that they weren't on other days and times. Andino looking to move him up. Got to play at third. And a good throw to get the out. Hernandez Sort of makes up for the play he didn't make at first by making that one on Wigginton at third to get the lead runner.
Yeah, if you're going to commit yourself, you better make it, because obviously you want to get the lead runner. Maybe just a little bit hard, not down the line. Obviously, if it's another 5 feet towards the third baseline, he's got to go a longer way, and then all of a sudden you got yourself even. And we know Wigginton can run, because you told me he could, that he's going to beat it out, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. But again, that's one of those conventional plays. You throw the ball, you cover third. You could see Wright stay back. He goes back to the bag, and if you don't make a good bunt. So I guess Andino is more of a home run hitter, at least tonight.
Today.
Yes.
Runners on at first and second. Now one away in the top of the order. Brian Roberts coming up. Orioles with just the 1-0 lead on Andino's home run. They are out hitting the Mets 6-1. Roberts down the third. That is a fair ball. That will bring home Matt Wieters. Over to Guillermo Martinez. Stopping at third base will be Andino, and it is a 2-0 lead on a Brian Roberts double.
Well, some really nice adjustments by the Orioles. Second, third time through the order. They're trying to be a little more aggressive. Big strike zone, pitching them away. Did it the first time, the second time, so just slice it into left field. Brian Roberts can do this in his sleep. There's your Exmo. Once again, terrific bat head to the ball, and Wieters going to score easier as Andino goes all the way down to third base and Roberts at second.
Brian coming in third in the league in doubles. He picks up the RBI. The Orioles get the 2-0 lead. Still only one away, and two are still in scoring position.
And they're going to bring the infield in for the guy with the best runner in scoring position numbers for the Orioles.
And that will be Adam Jones. Jones 7th in the league in that department, and will take the pitch from Hernandez away, so he's got the big advantage going with the infield drawn in.
Well, the first 6 Orioles tonight in the lineup have batting averages over 300 with runners in scoring position, and Adam leads the pack. I told him today, I said, it's pretty simple. You know, you're struggling a little bit. You're expanding the strike zone. And if you swing at balls, that's pretty much what you're going to get. And he said, I know. Swing. What did Keith Hernandez said? Maybe the swing looking like it's a little bit long. And it always looks long if you're chasing balls, especially with some of the power arms that the Mets have shown in the first couple of games and over the last couple of weeks the Orioles have seen.
A look over at Andino, but he's hardly off the bag. Jones hitting .362 with runners in scoring position. Marquez .324 and Roberts .302. And that's the pitch he's been chasing that he's going to try and stay away from. And he gets ahead on the count here, 2-0.
Yeah, we saw it last night off of Bobby Parnell, who throws anywhere from 93 to 97. He went 1-0. He swung a ball up and in. Next pitch is down and away, ground ball. If he takes that pitch 2-0, he's not throwing him a slider. So just be a little more selective.
Now he's got that 2-0 count that he wants. And there it is again outside. First base is open here, but you got Nick Marquez waiting on deck. Hernandez, left-handers .278 off him, and right-handers .313. 6 home runs with a 1 hit by Marquez, 6 by lefties, 5 by right-handers. So not a significant difference in any of those departments, right-handed or left-handed, against Hernandez. 3-0 count. See if he's got a green light here. He takes it. It is there for a strike as he moved it in a little bit. 3-1.
But again, the number for Livan Hernandez, 184 with runners in scoring position. And that's just an amazing number. And that is how, as you mentioned, high batting average, been able to get out of trouble.
3-1 count. Outfield deep, very deep, with the infield in. 3-1 delivery, and Jones will foul it back. The other backwards number that Hernandez has that stays true to what Jim was talking about is that with runners on base, hitters are .240 against him. When the bases are empty, they're .338. So he does all the stuff he needs to do to he can give up hits and not give up runs.
Well, have we seen an 89-mile-per-hour fastball tonight until that pitch? 3-1 count. Good hitter. There are the numbers you're talking about, and a huge difference. I mean, anytime you get that kind of swing, I mean, this tells me this is a veteran guy that can add a little bit, subtract a little bit, try to get you out front, and when he kind of lulls you to sleep, try to throw one by you. This would be a slider down and away, I would imagine.
3-2 delivery. Jones had a weight on it, a hanger that was up around his eyes. It stays at 3-2.
Yeah, actually, Livan really is fortunate here because he hangs it kind of Clint Eastwood right here. Hang him high, because that's what he does. And can't quite get to it.
Wow.
It's a little lower. It's going a long way. We saw Santos strike out off of Birkin on a backup slider. It's sometimes you see it, you try to wait, and you just can't quite do that.
3-2 count, one down. Jones takes it, and the bases are loaded. They want to check, but he didn't go. Good patient at bat by Adam Jones. The first walk for Hernandez. And Nick Markakis will stand in with the sacks full. The Orioles with a shot at a big fifth inning. Nick has struck out and grounded out against Hernandez. Andino had the fielder's choice. Roberts the double. Jones the walk to load him up, setting the stage for this confrontation.
Well, Nick Markakis is very much like, not a switch hitter, but very much like one of my former teammates, Kenny Singleton. And Kenny always trusted the umpire to know the strike zone as well as he did. And I get the feeling sometimes that Nick feels that way. So when he gets called on out on balls off the plate, like the first time, it frustrates him. But that is reality. You know, some guys have bigger strike zone than others.
Bases loaded. Markakis has one grand slam this year. He is 2 for 7.
And he's got
bases loaded.
Wegner's got him talking to himself, because that's a borderline strike. And once he establishes that, it just makes it more difficult to hit.
Orioles with a chance to get to Hernandez. Bullpen's stirrings for the Mets for the first time in the ball game. 0-1. Markakis will take that one way outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hernandez will continue to do the same thing with the bases loaded that he's done with nobody on. Same kind of at-ease pitching, trying to get hitters to chase. Wants to talk with Santos.
Yeah, and important as we look at Jerry Manuel looking on, hoping that somehow Levon can extricate himself from this bases loaded situation. Adam Jones plays an important part here because he needs to break up the double play, at least a potential double play. And you can see John Shelby telling him exactly that. Don't get doubled up. Get a good primary lead, secondary lead. Murphy playing behind him at first.
Nick has grounded into 4 double plays this year. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Markakis will foul that one away. Wright will give chase. And there'll be no play. And a 1 ball, 2 strike count on Markakis. Orioles trying to take the series by winning game 3, as these two teams have split 6-4 games in the first 2. A victory for the Orioles would give them a successful homestand, 5-4, before taking off for Philadelphia. The 3-game series there, facing 3 left-handed starters. Dave Tremblay noting that there are going to be 5 lefties in the next 6 games against the Orioles, which means there'll be a lot of players coming and going, especially in the National League parks.
Oh, yeah, double switches. He was talking about the opportunity to use some of his bench players.
1-2 delivery on the way. Markakis goes down swinging, and Hernandez put it right where he wanted it that time.
Take it back, and let's go back through the sequence. Remember, he struck out the first time. Check out this pitch. That was a ball, but they called it a strike. 1-1. Pretty good swing there on a slider. And then once again, once you establish that you can get the outside corner, and you can see right there, perfect pitch. Again, that 184 with runners in scoring position, coming to at least to the point now of being very important for Levon Hernandez.
Aubrey Huff, bases loaded. It is just a 2-0 lead. The home run by Andino, the RBI double by Roberts here in the 5th inning. But a base hit here would change those numbers in a hurry. Aubrey Huff for the sacks full this year, 2 for 4. Both hits have been doubles. 1-0 delivery to him, staying outside and missed with it, and falls behind 2-0.
And I think also, if you are a young pitcher like Jason Birkin, you're sitting, I mean, this can be one of those roller coaster innings. You think you're going to get more runs, part of the lineup for the 3rd time or coming up for the Mets. Boy, it is big if the Orioles can add some runs here.
There's Birkin, the Orioles starter.
Man, he's been magnificent tonight.
2-0 delivery. Huff takes the breaking ball that is in there for a strike. 2-1.
You ever play wiffle ball in the backyard?
Oh yeah.
That's what Levon Hernandez. What do you mean? I'll just make it move a little bit. 2-0, bases loaded. Who cares? I can command the ball. Boy, what a feel for pitching.
That breaking ball tonight is just moving slowly, but moving.
Yeah, but he throws it in such unlikely counts.
Shift is on, outfield, infield. Huff will take it inside. No place to put him. And a 3-ball, 1-strike count with the bases loaded.
Well.
Will he give in?
No.
Not likely.
Nope. If he does, it'll be a mistake. And he's going to try to thread one of the corners.
Key moment in the ball game.
Well, remember what Huff did last night. Look for the slider off of Feliciano. Ended up hitting a game-run home run when he didn't make a good pitch. He may sit on a breaking ball right here.
3-1 delivery. Aubrey Huff and caught. Castillo perfectly positioned at second base. And Hernandez works his way around it, giving up only 1 in the inning. That's the line drive to end it. Orioles have a 2-0 lead. Rapid rewind.
Well, Jason Perkins almost been perfect. Only 1 hit, an infield variety by Castillo. I mean, the strikeouts, and we're talking the Mets. They're 6th in runs, but they're 1st in average. He's controlled, I mean, just every facet of the game. Just outstanding. 1 hitter going into the 6th inning.
AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Jason Birkin, we're covering the bases with the Orioles starting pitcher. Apparently they ate well.
Oh, there we go.
From Wisconsin, of course. And
well, those are. It's getting bigger and better.
That's what they do. I'm from Maine. I know all about that. 1-0 delivery. Well, the number of deer hanging at any given time was always subject to question. A 2-0 count, Alex Cora.
Yeah, the only walk of the night. Led off the game with that walk. That's what he does.
He has also flied out to center field, and he will take the pitch down low.
And I think, and the reason I talked about last inning, because I've been there where you sit on the bench, even when I was young, and you think you're going to get more runs, and maybe you're going to have a little more runs to work with. And all of a sudden, you get the bases loaded. You think Marquez is coming up. We got to score a run, and he strikes out, and then Huff hits it on the nose, and Castillo snares it before it gets in. And then all of a sudden, you're back out on the field, and your emotions are kind of going all over the place.
He gets the strike in on Cora, who takes it to 3-1. Murphy and then Beltran to follow in the lineup for the Mets. Mets have stranded 3 in the ball game. Orioles have committed an error that allowed a base runner on, and that is a strike taken. So Jason Birkin comes right back and gets the count to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Birkin working here into the 6th inning of the ball game. He worked 7 in his second start against Detroit. And the 3-2 to Alex Cora. That'll be fouled away.
Well, let's face it, though. You cannot win at this level if they don't get you runs. And the Orioles had scored him 5 runs in his 4 starts. So he's almost had to be perfect. He won the first game 3-2. That was his first win, and then they scored him 0-0-2. Now he did have, and he was just horrible in Oakland, and that happens. 9 runs in a third of an inning. So again,
Joe Morgan likes to say, if you're a pitcher, I don't want to hear that. Go out and pitch a shutout and hit a home run.
Well, Joe's in the Hall of Fame. Joe, anyway, yeah, but that's the National League.
Well, that's true. It is the National League.
Well, we'll see. Maybe
Joe's so kind to pitchers, though, isn't he?
Well, yeah, but I went into the Hall of Fame with him and if I remember correctly, wasn't he a second baseman?
So far as I know. Yeah. 3-2 delivery to Cora, and that's going to be a base hit. So there's the second hit. And Cora is on, leading off the 6th inning. For Jason Birkin, chance to talk to him about passions other than baseball in his life.
There's nothing like being in a huddle with 11 other guys and, as quarterback. So the team aspect in football is unlike anything I've ever experienced. And I'm a huge football fan. And the other thing too is I love to hunt, love to fish. We have a place up north in Wisconsin, and every year for the opening of deer hunting, I fly back home and spend Thanksgiving at home and do the whole hunting thing. And it's just a great time for myself and my uncles and all my family to get together and go up for a weekend and just hang out together and just kind of. It's pretty secluded up there, so you get chances to get away from everything and just kind of you're out in the middle of nowhere in the woods, and it's it's a peaceful time for me, and it's a great time to spend time with the family.
And the Green Bay Packers, a love of his life. I mean, was and is a devoted Packer fan.
Some dead rodent. If you're a rodent, don't be hanging around with Jason. I'm telling you that right now. I hope Murphy can't bunt because Melvin Moore is playing about 4 steps behind third. Whereas Cora the last time could have stolen a base.
That one to left field. Scott will back up on it. He's got room. He's got it. Runner all the way down the second will retreat. Murphy's retired. He is 0 for 3 in the ball game. Beltran coming up was reached on an error and grounded out. We had an email question from Cindy. Why do you think pitchers have Tommy John surgeries so early in their careers?
Well, first of all, they have MRIs. Number 2, it works. It's a surgery when you get the medial collateral ligament shredded or whatever, where so many guys come back. And again, I've never seen the absolute numbers of. We hear the guys that have come back. Obviously, we're looking at one right here. I mean, a lot of guys come back, but I thought all the failures. Probably don't hear that much about them.
And if Cindy's wondering why it happens early and why they don't wait, you can't. If you have that kind of an injury, you're either going to get it taken care of or you're not going to pitch. So that's why it has to be done when it's discovered. That one to left center field by Beltran's going to fall in. Jones cuts it off. Runner's going to go to third. As Cora had to wait to make sure, but once he saw that drop in, he took off. And now the Mets have runners at first and third for the first time in the ballgame.
Yeah, awfully good pitch, and you get an idea why Beltran's such a terrific player. That was a pitcher's pitch. And again, if your approach is you're going to pull that pitch, you're going to roll over, and most likely you'll hit a double play ball. He goes the other way, sets up the first and third.
Wright has continued to come to the plate in these situations where he has been so successful all year. First inning, runner at second, struck out. 4th inning, runner on third, struck out. 2 on now, 1 down. And he takes that one to right field. Nick Markakis, this will get a run in. Cora tagging up. Markakis throws behind the runner and gets it in. Did he touch the plate? No! Had Matt Wieters been able to hang on to that ball initially, he would have had a chance to tag Cora out because Cora had to come back and touch home plate, and only then was he called safe.
Now see how Matt blocks the plate right here. So again, he takes away the outside corner, and that's why Cora can't get to it. But again, it's also why the ball gets away. So if he catches it, it hit his bare hand. But he doesn't have a chance, and you could see with his left hand trying to get in. Now this is the way you block the plate. You don't give him the plate, and he never touched it.
And Mark Wagner was right on it, the home plate umpire. He gave no signal until Cora went back.
Yeah, we saw Brian McCann, who's a terrific catcher, 3 times in the Atlanta series, to give the runner the outside corner of the plate. Now that's all right, but you better take it away, and that's what Wieters did. Excellent job there.
So Wright will get the RBI, making it a 1-run ball game. David Wright's 38th run batted in, runner at first. Surprised probably more than anyone was Beltran. He thought the throw was going to come into second base, so he had gone like a quarter of the way down to second, just to make sure the throw was made. And the next thing he knew, the throw was coming behind him on the way to the plate. Gary Sheffield out. Throw over to get Beltran back. Sheffield is flied out and struck out in the ball game.
Yeah, and Beltran 8 out of 9. I mean, he can steal a base when his knees are healthy, and that appears to be the case this year. And again, the Mets lead the National League in steals.
Gary Sheffield, dangerous hitter in this situation. 5-game hit streak in the dirt. Wieters blocks it.
Well, Sandy Alomar Jr., he's the bullpen coach for the Mets, and he's a 6-time All-Star. He said, I bet he really blocks the ball well. He said, I have never seen a young catcher that has hands as soft as Wieters. And for a big guy, and Sandy's what, 6'4", 6'5", and he knows. He said, you know what, I would appear that he'd really be able to block the ball because he's so low and he stays underneath the ball.
1-1 delivery, fouled right straight back.
Yeah, coming back at us.
Gary Sheffield has had enormous numbers against the Orioles in his career. He's a .318 hitter. 19 homers and 74 RBIs lifetime against the O's. Real tight ball game and a good one here. 2-1. Only one hit for the Mets coming into the inning. They have picked up 2 singles here in this inning. And now Sheffield with 2 down, a 1-2 delivery, and that'll be taken up high.
Yeah, he wants to untighten it. Look at that, a little extra at 97.
Gary Manuel saying today about his Mets ball club, we are what we are. A basically 500 team, 33-30. Said we're not going to hit a lot of home runs. We've got to do the things right on the field situationally. And that's what they're doing here. I mean, they've only had 3 singles in the ball game, but they're pitching well. And have picked up a big RBI by Wright on the sac fly.
What Livan Hernandez was able to do by getting out of that 5th inning was to keep him in the game. I mean, it took a great strikeout of Markakis, took a terrific play by Luis Castillo, their second baseman. Otherwise, the Orioles get on the board.
2 ball, 2 strike count. Beltran not going. Sheffield to right field for a base hit. Runner will stop at second base. Markakis getting it into the cutoff man. So 3 hits in the inning, all singles. That put runners at first and second with 2 down for Ryan Church.
Have you ever seen a high fastball that Gary Sheffield didn't like? So again, I mean, this is a young pitcher. Rick Kranitz going to come out and talk to him. Hot and muggy night. And these are, I can get some people stirring nobody up yet in the Oriole bullpen. Pitch count at 88. But again, it's one of those nights where you better be in shape. Just hot and humid. Maybe not as hot as it's going to get, obviously, but the humidity way up.
And he'll try and work his way through this 6th inning with Ryan Church, who has grounded out twice coming up. There's the pitch count. Second time up to the 18 mark. He does have the 7 strikeouts and only 1 walk in the ball game. Jason Birkin with a game on the line, trying to get his 2nd win of the season. And the Mets threatening here as Ryan Church stands in.
Well, he's gotten a little bit away from his changeup the last couple of innings. But maybe that's one of the reasons, because his curveball's been that good. And again, if you throw it, boy, is it great when you're getting it over.
Church is 3 for 9 in this series. At second base, Beltran. Sheffield on at first. 0-1 delivery to him. That will miss outside and a 1 ball 1 strike count. The bullpen will be active now, and the way Birkin seems to be struggling a bit for the first time, this will probably be it for him if he can get through it, and it for him if he can. 1 ball 1 strike count. Church takes it to the corner, right field, and that is a fair ball. Markakis has got it. He'll get it into the cutoff man to hold Sheffield. Goes by everybody. Backed up, though. And at first base, Church doesn't take second. An RBI base hit for Ryan Church has tied the ball game up at 2-2.
Yeah, veteran hitting, taking advantage of one of the few curveballs up in the strike zone. Look at the target, ends up in the middle, and then he's all over it. I thought it was going to hook foul. And I'll take a look right here, and it gets right off that wall by what, about 1.5 feet? Nice play by Markakis, who's on it quickly. And get the tying run in, but you can't even get Church to second base.
14th RBI for Ryan Church. And Birkin clearly struggling now in the 6th inning. He has faced 6 hitters. The 7th will be Santos. He has struck out twice, 1st and 3rd, and 2 down. Fastball to first, and a fine play made on the fly. Wigginton backhands it. So a couple of runs in on 4 hits. 2 are left on base. We've got a tie game. Fills you up. The difference is drinkability. And by Acura. Acura Advance. And with Jim Palmer and Amber Theo Harris, I'm Gary Thorne. Heck of a ball game. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, a 2-2 score as the Mets have battled back from the 2-0 deficit. This has been that kind of a series. These two teams have really gone at it. And now Hernandez, who got that big out in the 5th inning, big outs with the bases loaded, and only one away and gave up only 1 run, stays out there with a chance now to be a winning pitcher. Melvin Moore takes it in the air, center field. Beltran backing up on it. 1 pitch, 1 out. Amber.
Well, some quick news and notes from around the major leagues. Former Oriole Eric Bedard, now with Seattle, is put on the disabled list with shoulder soreness. And boy, what a tough break for Toronto. They lose their closer and ace all in one day as Roy Halladay and Scott Downs both placed on the DL. Halladay has a groin injury, and Downs injured his big left toe in interleague play running the bases. Also in Philadelphia, Raul Ibanez has been placed on the 15-day disabled list with a groin injury. Gary?
That's bad news for them. It's never good news, but for the Orioles going in there, better not to have it.
Well, he's their MVP this year.
Ooh, he's tearing it up. 1 down, 1-0 count on Luke Scott, and he takes it the other way. Martinez was very deep. 3 pitches and 2 outs here in the 6th inning. On Friday, June 26th, the Orioles will be back at Camden Yards for an interleague matchup with the Nationals. It'll be Student Night presented by AT&T. Students of any age can receive a left field upper reserve seat for just $6 with a valid ID. It is also Fireworks Night presented by AAA Mid-Atlantic. All fans are invited to remain after the game for a great fireworks display. Tickets 888-848-BIRD or Orioles.com. Good house on hand here tonight on a summer-like evening and a good ball game. Here's Ty Wigginton, singled his last time up 1 for 2. So Wigginton now 6 for 20 lifetime off Livan Hernandez, who has walked 1, struck out 3. Birkin with a walk and 7 strikeouts in the ball game. Orioles picking up an RBI in the 5th on the double by Roberts, and the first run in Andino's solo shot, his first home run of the year, in the 3rd. But the Mets have battled back in the 6th inning. Sac fly by Wright, and Ryan Church's single. They've tied the ball game up.
Well,
2-1.
It goes to what you were talking about, Jerry Manuel. It's a lot easier when you get good pitching to battle back from being down 2-0 and 5-0, 5-1, 6-2, all those scores that the bad pitching teams always have to deal with.
2-1 delivery, and that just missed. Hernandez thought he had it. Wigginton gets it in his favor. A 3-ball, 1-strike count.
Yeah, Mark Weger has been probably a little bit more giving to the pitchers off the plate than up and down. Hasn't called too many low strikes or up, so he's been consistent. And
got the breaking ball. Santos got part of that foul ball.
Yep, just a little cutter, little slider, something different. So again, if you look at his pitches tonight, curveballs have been under 80 miles per hour, but the sliders from 83, some 84 mile per hour fastballs, all the way up to 89. There you go. Just kind of add a little bit, throw a little bit. If I get in trouble, it's like Alfred E. Newman. What, me worry?
Not me.
I'll just make some pitches.
Wigginton has had a very solid month of June here. He's hitting .313, 6 hits, 18 at bats. He's had a couple of home runs. 3-2 delivery on the way to him, and Wigginton another one up the middle and a base hit. Toro was not going to get that. So Ty Wigginton put in because Hernandez was pitching in the ball game is 2 for 3.
Yeah, he goes out and really hits this ball hard. I mean, you're going to hit a hard ground ball. And there it is, kind of a semi-line drive. A couple of home runs on Sunday. Had a chance to play third base. Melvin Moore, after 3 hits on Saturday, took the afternoon off. Well, I tell you what, I think right here we might see his second home run.
Wieters with a single.
Last night it was to left.
That ball's in the air to center field, and Beltran is there, and he's got it. And that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no error, 1 left on base. We've completed 6. Sun setting. Beautiful night in Baltimore. Our coverage on MASN begins at 6:30 with those extra, presented by AT&T, followed by our game coverage at 7 on MASN HD. All the access you need right here on MASN. Antonio Bastardo, a 23-year-old fastball slider pitcher with one of the 3 lefties the Orioles are going to face there. Rich Hill be going after his 3rd win, keeping that opponent batting average down. And our matchup brought to you by M&T Bank, understanding what's important. We go to the 7th inning of a tight ball game. Jason Birkin and Levan Hernandez, the 2 starters, still battling. Bottom part of the order, Martinez to short on the fly.
Well, I hope it
better be.
Yeah, he was looking over at second baseman umpire Jeff Kellogg, because if you catch it, he doesn't make the call. And again, he might have caught it, and I guess he did, but he's looking. You better come up firing, because if his right arm doesn't come up, that's going to, I assume, be a base hit for Fernando Martinez.
And Kellogg was blocked.
Yep, I don't think he really saw it. I think he just went for the call.
Yep.
Robert, good salesman.
And Dino sold it. One down.
His nickname, now that he's been playing every day, is Dino. That's what Terry Crowley calls him. Tell you what, he's proved that he's a pretty good everyday shortstop. He's hitting getting better. I guess the problem for him is, okay, can I be a utility guy when I'm used to playing and I'm not going to play as much when Asturias comes back?
1 ball, 1 strike count. Asturias will be joining the ball club when they head south to play in Florida, and what he'll be able to do at that time still not clear baseball wise. Castillo's had a single and he is grounded out. He had the first and only hit for a while as he got it in the 3rd inning. Mets did not get another hit until the 6th when they got 2 runs on 4 hits to tie the ball game up. 2-1 delivery. Castillo will take it up high, and the count goes to 3-1. There's the shot of Andino, and he did catch it. No trap. I have the ball. 3-1 delivery showed bunt he was taking, and the count will go to 3-2.
Yeah, when you pitch into the 7th inning, and pitch count not that extraordinary high, but maybe in modern day stuff, you just got to slow everything down and get your arm down.
And I got him.
Yep.
That is strikeout number 8.
Well, there, what did we talk about body language all night long? I mean, good body language from Jason Birkin, but watch Castillo after they call this pitch a strike, and that's closer. He goes, what? Been one of those strike zones tonight. Too late. There you go.
That was pretty good, though.
Oh, it was.
That's a nice shot.
Well, you ever talk to your golf ball? If you ever had to play golf? Get down, get up, stop, halt.
I would like to
don't
talk
go
to
in the water.
But I never can find it.
No, well, well, we could come up with that.
No. That is taken for a strike, Cora.
Yeah, be an infomercial. It'll be
Usually
perfect.
once I've stopped after the 9th hole before the 10th, I start talking to the golf ball. And the game's a lot better. I don't play any better, but it sure is a lot more fun. A 1 ball, 1 strike count. Alex Cora has singled and scored, drawn a walk, and flied out. Are you big on boiled eggs? That one into right field, and that's going to be a base hit. Boy, he is tough. What a job he is doing at the top of the order. On 3 times, 2 hits.
Well, he has a very controlled swing, and he knows that the more fly balls he hits, the more outs he's going to make. He's not a home run guy. Doesn't mean he can't hit home runs. But again, if you hit saying, you know what, I'm going to get a good pitch to hit, you're able to take the close pitches, and that's what he has done in all 3 games. And he plays a heck of a shortstop. I mean, he's not the regular shortstop. Any people that don't know that much about Mets, that's Jose Reyes. And Jose Reyes is the guy that really kind of ignites this offense.
Now a discussion as the bullpen gets active. This is to draw a little time for the pen right here, as they're really hustling in the bullpen now. 2 down, 1 on. And you've got Murphy coming up, but then you got Beltran to follow, and they want to have the pen ready if Birkin has to go any further than this next hitter. Baez just getting up to throw.
Yeah, he was throwing the last inning a little bit, so I wouldn't imagine on a night like tonight it would take him very long.
Murphy has struck out twice and flied to left field. Runner goes, throw by Wieters, high, tag, not in time. And Cora gets a stolen base.
Number 6 on the year, and early on in the 1st inning he went on a ground ball by Beltran because he got a running lead. So again, the throw not a good one because it's up. Might have been a lot closer if it's down. And I mean, very, very quick release. Just the ball gets high, and Andino got to catch it and make the tag at the same time. So there's your Exmo trying to come down, and because the throw's that high, he can't get the glove on the back.
Now the potential go-ahead run is on at second base, fouled back by Murphy.
Well,
Murphy moved up to the 2 hole. Checking the count was Cora because the board had it wrong.
Well, there you go. What did Jerry Manuel say? We got to do what we can do. We are what we are. We lead the National League in steals. We're 6th in runs. We're 14th out of 16 teams in home runs.
And they score the most runs of any team on other than homers. That's what they're trying to do right here to get the first lead. 0-2 delivery on the way. Murphy punching that one foul, just protecting again. And it'll stay at 2 strikes. Daniel Murphy, who is just 24 years old, .313 average in 131 at bats last year. First time up. Minor leagues at .290. average over 3 full seasons. 0-2 count on him. Delivery way up high, 1-2.
I had a chance to meet him for the first time, and I saw him play last year, on television this year in the last couple of games, and he said everybody thinks, well, they just pitched me in. He said, but when you go 30 for your first 81, they started pitching me in last year, but the season ended. And he said, I don't think that I'm swinging at balls early on. I took them last year. I'm taking them. It's just I'm not getting many hits.
In the air, left center field. Jones was in, and that's not where he hit it. All the way to the wall. Cora will score. Murphy has got a big 2-out double and an RBI, and the Mets lead for the first time in the ball game, 3-2.
Yeah, pretty good pitchers count at 1 and 2, and let's look where the ball is. Ends up in the middle of the plate, and again it just runs away. It's slicing away from Adam Jones. Anybody that's watched Oriole baseball knows he plays pretty shallow, but again with the ball moving away from you, no possible chance to run it down.
Daniel Murphy's 6th double of the season, and that is going to be it. So for Jason Birkin, who had rolled along with a shutout and a 1-hitter going into the 6th inning, he's going to end up leaving the ball game without a chance to be the winning pitcher and could be the loser.
But as
And this copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. In the 7th inning, Jason Birkin will watch as he went 6 2/3 innings in the ball game, and will hope Baez can shut it down here and keep it at a 1 run.
Well, Danny Baez in on Tuesday night and pitched pretty well as always. I mean, he's only what, 1 run, earned run or less in 14 of his 16 starts. Again, here, how do we judge relief pitchers? A lot of the times, how do you do with inherited runners? He's got one in scoring position. Wants to keep him right there with 2 outs here in the 7th.
Beltran has not had a hit off him. 0 for 8 off Baez. Tonight he has singled, reached on an error, and grounded out. Murphy's on at second with a double that has given him a lead. That has chopped off his leg for a foul ball and a 1-ball 1-strike count. The Orioles pen over the last 14 games a 2.72 earned run average. They have, for the most part, been exceptionally strong.
Yeah, they really have. And Kenny Walker was released. He had trouble getting lefties out. Still looking for somebody that can match up early on in the game. 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th innings.
1-1, and again fouled off, so a 1-ball 2-strike count. This inning is a 2-out inning. Cora started it out with a single, stole second, and Murphy brought him home with a 2-out double. 8 hits for the O's and 7 for the Mets. But the Mets have the 3-2 lead. 1-2 delivery. And that will miss for 2-2. And as is typical of the Mets game, they've only got 1 extra base hit. But it came at exactly the right time to get the go-ahead run.
Yeah, Beltran hit a ball that looked like it might be a double up the gap in left center, but Jones made a very nice play to keep it to be a single. He's been very controlled, and you know, look at the numbers. I mean, he's had some real big home run years for the Mets. 41, 33 last year, and 606 bats, 27. But I didn't realize he hits the ball the other way that well. He's not a guy, not that he can't hit home runs because he's got 8 of them, but he's really adapted to it, hitting maybe in a bigger ballpark than he was used to. Shea Stadium.
2-2 delivery on the way to him, and that's going to be a base hit into left field. Luke Scott up. They're waving him home. Scott bobbles it, so there'll be no throw. And another 2-out hit. Beltran gets it. Murphy scores, and the Mets take a 4-2 lead.
Well, it's about making quality pitches, and Danny Baez stuffed so much better. Tommy John surgery, but we talked about, again, this is the end of the play. I don't think the way he came in, it was a tough short hop. But how about Beltran's at bat? Again, it's something up in the zone, and he just scorched it to left.
So Beltran gets the RBI. And a couple of runs here, a couple of runs in the 6th, and 2 more here in the 7th. As Beltran will pick up RBI number 40. So the line complete now on Jason Burke, and he'll be charged with the 4 runs on 7 hits, a walk, and 8 strikeouts. Runner goes by as never looked. And a stolen base for Beltran.
Boy, he also took about 2 seconds to get the ball to home plate. So Beltran, obviously, again, one of the Mets that can run. 9 out of 10. High percentage guy his whole career. Usually it would be Reyes leading the ball club. The guy at the plate right now, David Wright, with 18, leads the Mets.
And a chopper knocked down and got him. Good play by Baez on the comeback, but a big inning to win. 7th inning.
Well, the Orioles are going to have to do what the Mets did last night because they trailed 4-2. Orioles brought in Brian Bass, who's been pitching very well. They scored 2 runs. And then, of course, they came back. At least the Mets did. The Orioles came back and won that ball game. But tell you what, to me, the story, obviously, Livan Hernandez gets out of that bases loaded situation with Markakis and Huff. But Jason Burkin, again, didn't support him very well, but again, if you're looking to the future, I'll tell you, he was terrific tonight. Great arm, great curveball, pretty good command, hot muggy night. Probably got a little bit tired, and the Mets are, again, the best average hitting. They took advantage of some mistakes as the game progressed.
New career high with the 8 strikeouts that he picked up tonight, but he won't feel any better about it unless the Orioles can come back and at least make him non-decisioned in this ball game, and they can do that, but Hernandez is really making it tough right now because he's pitched consistently throughout this game, and as he does, we've talked about the fact he gets runners on base and just continues to throw well, and that doesn't seem to change. So let's see what the Orioles can do with it. Andino has delivered a home run, a solo shot that gave the Orioles early on the lead in the ball game in the 3rd inning. He's also reached on a fielder's choice, a chopper right back. Hernandez feels his position and gets the out. And the Orioles have just announced a series of baseball camps designed for boys and girls ages 7 to 16. Each Orioles baseball summer camp will feature a 4-day instructional program, player appearances by a current and former Oriole, professional instructors, autograph and photo opportunities, daily lunch, giveaways, and O's tickets. You can go to Orioles.com and click on Fan Forum to find out more. Brian Roberts. One down. Nobody on base, and Brian will foul it away. Roberts a double and an RBI, 1 for 3 in the game.
Well, 91 pitches for Livan Hernandez, and as we mentioned, it makes it look effortless. No, it isn't. But again, so casual, just changing speeds, and in that one number, boy, he really substantiated tonight, that 184 with runners in scoring position. To get out of a bases loaded situation with Markakis and Huff, he struck Nick out, and Huff hit it right on the nose, and his Gold Glove second baseman bailed him out. Caught it before it went into right field.
Orioles have left 6 on base in the ball game, 3 of those in scoring position tonight. O's trying to make it a successful homestand and a successful series. Boy, these final games of a series have just been tough. 4 wins and 17 losses in the final games of series, and often they end up being the rubber match games. There in the bullpen, Feliciano and Sean Green warming up, as Manuel will match up as needed if Hernandez gets into trouble.
And it's the best bullpen in the National League.
Just missed outside with it. 1 ball, 2 strike count.
I mean, it's a big game for the Mets. They come in. The Orioles have been struggling lately. Again, their record under 500, and you want to take advantage of it. And looking right out of the scoreboard, you talked about the 7 home runs up in Philadelphia. They know the Phillies lost today.
Got him on the inside corner. Strikeout number 4 for Hernandez, and there are 2 down in the 7th inning.
Take it once again. Let's look at our pitch track. And again, it's probably a ball, but if you're around the plate, you really do encourage, and I'm not sure Mark Wagner needed any encouragement. You encourage him to call strikes, and that's the way it's been all night long.
He has a complete game, and he has 46 in his career. He had a complete game against Washington on May 26. And Hernandez looks like he pulled something there. Shortstop coming in, Cord, have a word with him. Don't know what that was all about.
Well, I'll tell you, you got the best bullpen. And again, he's pitched a marvelous game. Okay, I cannot imagine with a 2-run lead. Let's take a look. I don't know if it's a back, maybe a little spasm. Again, very hot night, so it's easy to get dehydrated.
It's like it was after the pitch.
Yeah. Well, again, you release the ball, and then all the big muscles are trying to slow down that arm speed. So probably going to try to throw some. But if I'm Jerry Manuel, my guy's shaking my arm, and I get 2 pretty accomplished long men or setup men, whatever you want to call them.
When did it happen, though? It still hasn't happened. Now, we're watching video. This is a replay you're looking at here. This is not live. This is a replay. And he just stood there. I mean, this is a long time after he'd thrown right there.
Well, probably waiting for a spasm, and again, he might have just had a little nerve and trying to get himself loose.
Well, they meet. He throws a couple of pitches, says he's all right. He was kind of laughing with Cora when he came in. It couldn't have been too serious, at least in his own mind for the moment. 2 down and nobody on. That'll bring up Adam Jones. He has walked, grounded out, and lined out. Adam with a .314 average, and the Orioles will try and mount their own 2-out rally here. Fouled away. Obviously, that second run scored by the Mets in that 7th inning, enormously important to make it a 2 rather than a 1-run ball game, as Murphy and Beltran get the RBIs.
Well, you see those numbers, and again, 1 for 11, and until Saturday night, 1 for 18 for Adam. So it's been a tough June, at least so far. The good news is you know you're pretty much going to be in the lineup every night. And he knows that he's struggling a little bit. It just gives you an idea of how hard it is to hit.
Chops that one foul, and a 1-ball 2-strike count. And he has been hitting behind in the count a lot during the struggle here, and that's part of the reason for the struggle. Chicken and egg.
And when you're hitting
behind, you give the pitcher the chance.
Yeah, 350, 360. People pay attention to that.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not just a guy in his second year. It's Adam Jones. I mean, again, the runners in scoring position numbers are awfully good. Batting average is coming down, and you know the good news is you're going to play just about every day unless you get hurt. So you have a chance just to kind of come out of this. And we talked about it the other night. What did Wade Boggs say? I'm not in a slump. I'm in a period of adjustment. And that's what Adams in.
Have a lot of those in the course of a year.
Yeah.
Here's the 1-2 delivery to him, and Jones will chop it to third base right. Hurried throw and got him. Nice pick by Murphy at first base on a close play. So Hernandez retires the side in order. We've completed 7 here at Camp.
Awfully good early on. 8 strikeouts on the night. Andino, his first Oriole home run, 3rd of his career, gives the Orioles a 1-0 lead. And then Aubrey Huff right here trying to make it. What runs 3 and 4 add to that runs, can't do it. And then the Mets come back. Cora singles. He scores on the Murphy base hit. Beltran singles off of Baez to make it 4-2. And right here, Baez still in the game as the Mets come to hit in the 8th inning.
And he'll work against Gary Sheffield, who has had a single in 3 times to the plate, extending his hit streak to 6 games. And continues a very solid season in the DH role. 8 home runs, 277 average. And Baez will miss inside to him, and the count will go to 2-0. So a ball game still very much up for grabs here, as the Orioles still get a couple of at-bats. 2-0 delivery. Sheffield takes it. That is in there for a strike, 2-1.
Yeah, and they will get somebody up in the bullpen only because Danny Baez hit an inning and a third on Tuesday night. So he hadn't pitched in back-to-back games all year, but maybe up in the zone a little more than he normally is.
2-1 delivery to short, Andino. And he got it. Gets the out. Sheffield retired, 1 away in the 8th inning. Time to text in your vote for the AT&T Player of the Game. Birkin, the starter. Andino, who delivered his first home run of the season. And Livan Hernandez on the other side, who continues looking for his 6th win, walking 1, striking out 4. Text in your vote A, B, or C, 51862. Matt Albers in the pen.
Yeah, Alan Dunn, the bullpen coach, looking on as he gets loose. The interesting thing about Andino, I said, did you always play the infield? As you look once again, look at Albers. He said, no, I was center fielder coming through high school. And then all of a sudden, I discovered the infield. There he is again. Yeah.
Andino gets the big hop. Brian Church, who had a big RBI hit in the 6th inning, is retired. And there are 2 away here in the 8th.
Hey, you look
RBIs to Murphy, Beltran, Wright, and Church.
Yep. You look at that curveball that he hit, one of the few curveballs that Jason Birkin got up all night. And then again, that's what happens. Battling, and
here's Santos, and he'll take the pitch down low for a ball. Santos getting in the ball game as an 0 for 3, first appearance in this series. 272 on the year for the Mets catcher. And the pitch will just miss. 2-0.
Yeah, he's doing really a terrific job because of the back problems. And Brian Snyder, of course, his grandparents lived down in Annapolis, so he said, I'm not playing tonight. Did play in the first 2 games. Just wanted to kind of say hello to him. Big Oriole fans, and I assume Met fans. But Santos, who's come in, and we saw him last year. He came up and played for the Orioles, but what an opportunity.
3-0 delivery to him, and taken, and 4 in a row out of the strike zone. Only the second walk the Mets have picked up tonight. Birkin walked only 1. First walk surrendered by Baez, and it comes with 2 down here in the 8th inning.
Well, how about Santos? I mean, his first home run ever is a grand slam down in Florida on the 27th of April, and then he gets to hit a 2-run home run in Boston off Jonathan Papelbon. Sure, that made him and a lot of the Mets awfully happy.
2 away here with a runner at first base, and Martinez will take it away. 0 for 3 in the ball game tonight. Martinez had been batting in the number 2 spot in the lineup. Certainly Jerry Manuel looks like a genius so far in this game. He moved Murphy up. He said, I only did it for tonight. I just want 2 guys who take a lot of pitches and are patient. Well, Murphy delivered the go-ahead RBI in the 7th inning with a double in the number 2 hole.
And he did it after he was 0 for 3 after 3 hits last night. So he kind of one of those grind out nights.
Martinez waiting. Runner goes. Ground ball towards second. Roberts over. He's got to go to first. Running throw. Good one and a good play. Good play by Roberts to get the out. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left on base. Looking for Markakis, Huff, and Mora when we come back. Play came. Markakis' throw to the plate. Chance Wieters. He had the plate blocked. And watch as the runner will miss. But Cora came back and touched and was called safe. Close play at the plate. The Wieters did the one thing right, but the ball skidded away.
Yeah, he didn't give him a chance to get to the plate. Pedro Feliciano, the Orioles have now seen him in 3 consecutive games. Came in last night. Lefties were only, what, 8 for 65, and High chopper up the middle by Markakis that gets by the infielders, and then he hangs a slider, a pitch that Huff was looking for in a 4-4 ball game, and the Orioles go on to win 6-4. But I'll tell you what, this is what the game's all about. You got the lead, you're bringing in your setup guys, and you have one of the best closers in the game out in the bullpen, and I'm sure he will get loose. You would think that if he gets Markakis and Huff out, he'll probably pitch to Moore. Otherwise, if anybody gets on, you'll see the right-hander. Probably Sean Green still getting loose out there.
Markakis takes it up high. Feliciano has now appeared in all 3 games. In game 1, he struck out Markakis and Huff, and then came out of the ball game. Then came in last night, suffered his 2nd loss of the season, and now gets another shot at it. And Markakis, slow roller to Castillo for the out, and one away here in the bottom half of the 8th inning.
Yeah, they were talking about Pedro Feliciano at the cage today, and Aubrey Huff said he stands right on the first base side of the pitching rubber, and he steps at you. He's very deceptive, so he's almost stepping really right, almost behind you, and then he's got the slider to go. So, and he's going to kind of throw across his body a little bit.
Another left-hander as he gets Huff, who has singled, grounded out, and then maybe the big D of the game, the line drive out, caught by Castillo in the 5th inning with the bases loaded. That sort of changed the whole complexion of the ball game. The O's chance to get to Hernandez and open the door went by the boards, and the Mets responded by coming back with 2 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th. 1-1 delivery waved at 1-2.
Yeah, there's the difference between the hanging slider for the home run and the good one down and away. And again, depth of the slider. He throws it, gets on top of it, doesn't hang, doesn't stay around the same plane as it comes into home plate. Very difficult to stay on and hit it.
1-2 delivery on the way to him. Feliciano is 32 years old. He's been around a long time, and it took him 7 years before he got to the majors pitching minor league ball. He's always been in the Mets organization in the minor leagues, appearing in 285 games before getting a chance at the majors. Breaking ball, got that one in, and that's going to be a base hit. He's going to go for 2. Church in the corner, having trouble finding it, and Aubrey Huff will get the potential tying run to the plate as he delivers a double.
Now, you saw the average at 209. He's a 278 lifetime hitter off left-handed pitching. And when you get a breaking ball in the inside middle for lefties, if you stay in, and you can see right here the left shoulder stays closed, he gets the bat head to the ball, hooks it down in the corner. Ryan Church will run it down.
So the matchups will continue as the Mets will try and protect this 2-run lead they have in the 8th inning, getting Feliciano out of there. We got one of the 2 that he was Networking sites, Facebook and Twitter. You can go to facebook.com/Orioles, become a fan of the Birds, get the Orioles news, receive special ticket offers, and at twitter.com/Birdland Insider you can follow the O's, learn behind the scenes information about the teams from the team's communications department. Birdland, it's just a click away.
Well, Sean Green comes on. They saw him on Tuesday night, the sinker baller. You can see the inflated ERA, but over the course of the season, well, he hadn't been scored on his last 14 innings. That's over 13 games, and only been scored on 1 out of the last 15 times that Jerry Manuel's brought him to the mound. Orioles saw him up in Seattle last year. First half was very good, got tired, and the ERA up over 8 runs a game the second half.
Melvin Mora 3 for 8, lifetime off the veteran, 30-year-old right-hander, deals a strike. Runner at second base, 1 down. Aubrey Huff picking up the double. The Orioles here in the 8th inning trying to get back with the Mets leading at 4-2. Morris had a single, hit into a double play, and he is flied out. Melvin now at 273 on the year. And way outside with a slider. Santos reaching with the glove for that one.
Yeah, well, you can really see how difficult Sean Green, about 6'6", so arms and legs, very quick windup, a lot of deception. Not to mention the way he's able to make the ball dive.
Green has delivered a couple of wild pitches. You saw one close right there. So Aubrey Huff at second base getting a good secondary lead. 1-1 way outside, and the count will go to 2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, nobody up behind Sean Green. You got Luke Scott, the lefty, on deck, and the closer not up yet. Even though we have 1 out in the 8th inning.
Trying to beat the best ERA in the National League out of the bullpen. 2 ball, 1 strikeout. Boy, is he struggling with that one, and it goes way outside. 3-1.
Yeah, I tell you, you're a sinker baller, and it's a great idea to throw the 2-1 breaking ball, but it's not a good idea to throw it 3 feet off the plate.
He's missed a couple, and that's going to get down north and on the phone in a hurry.
Yeah, they have another lefty, John Switzer, but I don't know if he can get up and get ready. So maybe it's going to be Frankie Rodriguez, their closer.
That ball's going to be a base hit into right field. Huff will be held up. Church will get it in a hurry. Hits the cutoff man, but the Orioles are in it. So with 1 away, the double by Huff and now the single by Melvin Moore has put runners at first and third.
I'll take a look at the 3 at bats tonight. Single the first time up, and then right here he gives up on a breaking ball that he thinks is outside. Mark Wegner doesn't. And then the last time, Luke with a fly ball to left field. And you can see again the body language, head drops. You know, he didn't hit it as well as he would have liked to have.
Well, the Orioles have beaten this #1 National League bullpen once. Can they do it again? First and third, and only 1 away. And Luke Scott has singled, struck out, and flied out. A couple of hits in 10 at bats in this series. He's only faced Green once, 0 for 1 off him. And the thing obviously Green's looking for, that double play ground ball to end the whole thing. Scott just keeping it going. That will miss outside, ball 1.
Boy, and every time if you look at Bobby Parnell, we've seen him in games 1 and 2 of this series. So no closer.
Bullpen gets a lot of work because of the matching up that Jerry Manuel likes to do. And the tight games the Mets play in. That one grounded to second base, knocked down. Castillo gets it over. A run will score. It is a 4-3 ball game, but a big play by Castillo. RBI for Scott.
Yeah, the 2 biggest defensive plays tonight are by Luis Castillo. 3-time Gold Glover. Infield much harder here at Camden Yards. That ball almost got through. So the Orioles get the run. Huff will make it 4-3. And the good news is you don't get the double play. You do get the potential tying run, Melvin Mora.
37 RBIs for Luke Scott. Moore is the potential tying run, and Ty Wigginton, who has singled twice and flied out to center field off the starter Hernandez, will wait as Warthen will come out to talk to Green. 1-run ball game. Just wanting to make sure what they want to do here against Ty Wigginton. Wigginton has faced Green only once, 0 for 1. Ty's had a pretty hot bat going, and he got the start tonight because he had faced and had decent numbers against Livan Hernandez. Hernandez, by the way, 2 runs, 8 hits over 7. He walked 1 and struck out 4. So he's got a chance to be the winning pitcher, but the Orioles threatening that right here. Shortstop Cora looking into the dugout saying, where do you want me? They're moving back on the grass at short. He's concerned about Mora getting a big lead, representing the potential tying run in the game. Wigginton takes it on the outside corner for a strike. Oh, 1 delivery to him. 1-1.
And of course, people that have followed Ty Wigginton's career, he started with the Mets when he first came to the big leagues. Actually had some pretty good years.
Played a lot of third base for the Mets. 1 ball, 1 strike count on him. Wigginton will chop it foul. Green gets ahead 1-2.
Yeah, this is not a series for the faint-hearted. A lot of close, contested games. Really, to me, riveting baseball, the way the games have been played.
They've been very National League type ball games.
Exactly.
Key moments, big at bats, important decisions on pitching changes. Behind Mora, Cora sneaks in, backs off. 1-2 delivery, a slider away, 2-2.
I'll tell you what, he took that pitch like he knew it was coming. I know he didn't. Not at 1-2. Potential tie and run at second base. The big sweep and breaking ball. It starts in the strike zone and just ends off the outside corner.
Green with a 2-2 count. Mora extending the lead. 3-2. Down low. The Ty Wigginton, a patient at bat. Green trying to get him to chase a couple that were close, and he wouldn't. Orioles down a run. Mora at second. 2 down, 3-2. Wigginton is gone as he pulled a string on him. Green gets the strikeout, a run in on 2 hits with a base runner left on at second. 8 complete. It's a 1-run ball game. Mets 4-3. Friends, please enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. And by Burger King, who reminds you to have it your way. Just Just an outstanding game goes to the ninth inning. 4-8-0 for the Mets, 3-10-1 for the Orioles, and the third pitcher used in the ball game, Matt Albers for the O's. Baez worked an inning and a third, 1 hit and 1 walk.
Yeah, Matt's been awfully good. Labrum tear last year, rehabbed it all winter long, came in this year after and actually throwing the ball harder than he did, which didn't translate into pitching well. Went down to AAA Norfolk, kind of worked on maybe being a little smoother, letting the ball sink. He's been terrific since he's been back.
He worked in the first game of this series, an inning, and gave up a couple of hits. 1-run game, top of the ninth. And it'll be Castillo leading it off, 1 for 3 with a single in the game, and then it'll be the top of the order again with Cora and Murphy coming up. Feliciano charged with a run on a hit in a third of an inning. Out of the bullpen for the Mets, down to third, not going to get that one. Castillo will make a turn and stay. Scott was playing so shallow, no chance for him to get 2, but he is on with a single, 2 for 4 in the ball game.
Yeah, the highest hitter ever at Camden Yards that comes in here, just slap hitter, slaps it by Melvin Moore, who is playing shallow. So again, here's over the front side, and not a bad pitch, just a bad result.
Now let's see how Jerry Manuel plays this. His leadoff batter, Cora, 2 singles, a walk, and his flied out. Moore is looking for the bunt. Throw over to first base. Cora didn't move in the batter's box to signal what he might be doing.
Yeah, and if he does bunt and you walk Murphy, I don't know if you're going to do that to get to Beltran. I'm right on deck. So again, I would think with Frankie Rodriguez, your closer, warming up, they want to get as many runs as they can.
Cora's got 6 sacrifices, drops down a beautiful bunt. Albers has to hurry, gets it to Roberts. To take that one with the runner coming right at him. Sacrifice for Cora.
Well, that's why the Mets got him. That's why the Red Sox had him, because he could do the little things. He can play shortstop, understands that he's not a home run hitter. It's an awfully good bunt, puts the pressure on Matt Albers to make a perfect play. You can see Wigginton coming in, anticipating the bunt. In the background, Brian Roberts is going to be covering the base. There he is, and that throw right into the runner. Well, that's why it's such a difficult play. You got to pick it up, and because the runner is going really supposed to be in the 45-foot line, which is in foul territory, a lot of them guys kind of cheat a little bit. Well, 69 World Series.
Boy, that ball was on the other side of him, though. That's a tough play by Brian Roberts. Well, Daniel Murphy with another chance to make his manager look really, really good. Murphy hitting in the 2 spot, delivered the RBI in the 7th inning, a double. He struck out twice and is flied out. Now he's got another RBI chance. 22 runs batted in on the season, 10 hits on the board for the Orioles, 9 now for the Mets. Trying to hold the runner close at second base. Castillo's got great speed in the air. Runner will tag. Markakis in the power well will not have a chance to get him at third. But Murphy is retired, and there are 2 down. Castillo over to third base.
Yeah, how about the Nats? Second straight, I guess, well, it was supposed to be an afternoon game. Turned out to be a night game with a rain delay, but they beat the Yankees 3-0. Craig Stammen, one of their young pitchers.
Their ball game started just before ours did. And they were supposed to start at 1 o'clock. Wow.
So they wait because they didn't have at least from what I understand from listening, they didn't have a common off day. And then the Yankees lose as Stammen outpitches Java Chamberlain. Rick Kranitz out to say, okay, here's the deal. Beltran swinging the bat well, right, even though he's leading the National League in hitting, maybe not swinging the bat quite as well. He's on deck. Real important right here. You do not want to, at least hopefully, allow them to add another run. And Beltran again, I mean, he's not a very unselfish hitter the way he has used the whole field. You know, a lot of times you get the big contract, you're over swinging. Haven't done it in this series.
Not going to be a Met if you overswing. Not anymore. Not in their new ballpark. He has singled rather for an RBI. Singled and scored on another occasion. Reached on an error and grounded out. 2 down. He is a tremendous 2-out RBI man, hitting .381 with 2 away and runners in scoring position. That's a big time average. He's got a runner at third base here at Castillo. 1-0 delivery. And the breaking ball from Matt Albers will make it 2-0.
And he took a look. Melvin Mora actually was playing even with the bag, and he took a look down there just to see where Mora was playing. Now Melvin is well behind the bag, but I mean, he was all the way up in here early on, and since moved back to try to knock a ball down, be able to catch it.
He'll take it outside, 3-0.
And very rarely do you see anybody pitching around Carlos Beltran to get to David Wright, but it appears to me, and they're going to just walk him once they got deep into the count behind him.
Creates the opportunity for an out at another base, and two of the best hitters in baseball. Whether or not you want to go against the left-hander or the right-hander, the decision is go against Wright, who hasn't been particularly hot. He's only had a couple of hits in this series. In this game, he's 0 for 3, 2 for 13 in the series.
And Matt Albers has the kind of stuff. You've been talking about it, and we've seen it over the last, at least the first two games, that they've been pounding him in. So again, he's got that running fastball.
The Orioles trying to keep this a one-run ball game to get to the bottom of the ninth. The Mets at first and third now with 2 down. And Wright hitting at .353 will take the pitch inside and low for ball 1. David Wright will be making his way to yet another all-star game. Will be the starting third baseman for the National League. Here's the 1-0 delivery. Way inside this time, and the count goes to 2-0. You've got Sheffield waiting on deck.
It's no bargain either.
Nope. Wright 1 for 3 off Albers. Here's the 2-0 delivery to him. Taking some massive cuts. 2-1.
Yeah, I asked Howard Johnson, the hitting instructor for the Mets. I said, did he chase balls off the inside corner from right-handers that often? He said, nope. He's just in a bad rut now, and as you mentioned, and you can see, just a big uppercut swing.
Ground ball. Andino. And a good job by Albers. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 2 are left on. Orioles bottom of the ninth. Can he do it again? Matt Wieters, first major league home run came last night.
Big run in the bottom of the 8th, a 1-run game, and it comes right down to the wire.
And again, the Orioles have to get another man on in the 9th inning, and another run across, put 2 runs on the board to win. They got to come from behind.
Jason Birkin had the 1 tough inning, 2 runs came in. Orioles looking to come back in the bottom of the 9th. Let's get back to the booth. I can't wait. Here's Gary and Jim.
And you're not going to have to wait very long, as we'll get the matchup that occurred in game 1, as the Orioles in the bottom of the 9th inning will face the Mets closer with Wieters getting ready to come up to bat, as Rodriguez will come out of the bullpen. He picked the save up in game 1.
17 out of 18, the only blown save last Friday, and he was actually going to record it. The ball popped out of the glove of Luis Castillo, who's been really one of the fielding stars tonight, 3-time Gold Glover, and the Yankees went on to win. So that's it. We saw him on Tuesday night. I tell you what, devastating breaking ball. He threw Matt Wieters 4 consecutive changeups, who will lead it off here in the 9th. He struck out, and then he threw a fastball right by Adam Jones to get the save. So he used all his pitches, and they were all about in the plus zone.
So here we go, bottom of the 9th inning. And the fastball up high for the Orioles. A successful homestand. They are 4-4 right now. A series win. And a chance to head to Philadelphia feeling good, all on the line here in the bottom half of the 9th inning. Mets had trailed in the ball game, but came back in the 6th and 7th to get in it. And there's a base hit left center field. Wieters is going to go for 2. The throw coming in is not in time. A double from Matt Wieters.
I'll tell you what, there's your Joe Mauer swing. Remember the changeups on Tuesday? Watch this fastball down and away, and he just smokes it. And we always talk about the difference in the minors, how quickly Beltran's going to get to this ball and make a perfect throw. So it's bang bang at second. And Matt's able to beat the throw. Felix Pie is going to come in and pitch run for him. So there, with nobody out, it's your tying run.
Second base, Pie. Wieters gets the double. His second hit of the ball game, and Nolan Reimold will pinch hit for Andino, who delivered a home run, 1 for 3 in the ball game.
So we've seen him, he's been on base 16 out of 32 times in this homestand. See if he can hit the ball the other way, get him over to third.
Reimold will take it down low for a ball. Nolan Reimold, as a pinch hitter, has gone 0 for 1, but overall 283. Big offensive numbers for him with 7 home runs, 16 RBIs, and 3 doubles. There's Wieters hoping that that runner who took his place, Felix Pie, will be able to cross and at least get it tied. Rodriguez looking back. Reimold will take it inside, 2-0.
Give you an idea of the difference between the National and the American League. This will be the 27th pinch hit for the Orioles this year. The Mets have 88. All those bench players, double switches, no DH, having to not the ability to leave your pitcher in.
2-0 count to Reimold, and it's ball 3 outside. Reimold will be followed by Brian Roberts at the top of the order. 23,009 on hand, the announced attendance tonight. .3-0 delivery. Reimold's taking all the way, and it's in there for a strike. Like Livan Hernandez, who started the game, Rodriguez, a lower average by hitters when there are runners on base. 83.083 with runners on. 197 when the bases are empty. PA off second base. Here's the 3-1 delivery. Reimold will take it. Ball 4. Two on, nobody out, 9th inning. Here's how the voting's going for the AT&T Player of the Game. Birkin, Andino, and Livan Hernandez. You can still text in your vote to 51862. The results on the O's Extra post-game show.
But Dan Warthen, their pitching coach, is going to come out. They're going to talk about how are we going to defense this bunt if there's going to be one. So if you bunt them over, then if you're Dave Tremblay, you come up with the same situation except with 1 out of Adam Jones, who's been struggling coming to the plate. And maybe, of course, you don't need a base hit. They're not going to play their infield in, so you got all kinds of strategy that could happen here.
This is where the philosophy, long time in baseball, homer visiting team, where it shows up. The philosophy's always been you're the home team, you get the last at bat. So if you're playing in a situation like this, you play to tie because the game can go on. If you're a visiting team, you play to win. So that would mean you do bunt here. Let's see. First and third creeping in. Nobody out. Brian Roberts squares, drops it. It is a fair ball. Chance at third, and no, they did not get PA. And David Wright is going to argue about it with Tim Timmons, the third base umpire, and so is Jerry Manuel.
Yeah, well, not very long, and Jerry will come out. But I'll tell you what, we've already seen Livan Hernandez, and I'll tell you, Jerry's not happy about this. Now here, the play's right in front of him. Oh, I'll tell you what, it's very hard to look, but again, the pinch runner really makes a difference. And it appeared to me he was out. And again, not a great bunt. Santos, bang, bang. So Jerry comes out and to no avail.
The Orioles have not won a ball game this year where they have trailed after 8. They are 0-34 trying to win a ball game trailing after 8 innings. The bases are loaded, nobody out. Adam Jones, who has had an 0 for 3 and a walk in the ball game, anything here to try and get the run in. The Mets will play the infield in, try and get a ground ball, at least one at the plate, and maybe a double play starting at the plate. 4-3 Mets lead. Rodriguez. Jones will take it down low for a ball.
97, a little extra, and remember, of all the Orioles, and the Orioles have, there they are, runners in scoring position. Great thing about this situation, you can tie it up without getting a base hit.
Anything here.
Pretty gutsy play bringing your infield in with the winning run at second.
You really open up chances, and Adam Jones wants a timeout.
You know, I guess maybe this is Jerry Manuel trusting his closer. But it does not look like Rodriguez is on the top of his game tonight.
Leadoff double by Matt Wieters. PA ran for him. He's at third. Raimo pinch hitter a walk. Roberts on at first base. 1-0 delivery. Jones on a big breaking ball. 1-1.
Yeah, I tell you what, a gutsy pitch there. Change up or whatever. That's what he threw Wieters on Tuesday night. That is the pitch he developed about 3 years ago. They figured, you know what, can only throw 95 for so long. I got a slider, have a curveball, let's add another pitch, and it's a good one.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Infield stays in. Jones, and it's 1-2, and he didn't get a good cut at that one.
Well, there it is, back-to-back changes. And the arm action is so good, and that's what sells the changeup. Location certainly doesn't hurt. It's like his changeup hits wind shear on the way to home plate. And then when you throw 95, 97 as he can. Tuesday night, threw him some breaking balls early and then ended the game with a fastball right by him.
1 ball, 2 strike count. PA the potential tying run at third base. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Jones will take it. It will miss. And the count will go to 2-2. Rodriguez, of course, has been seen by a number of the Orioles before as he was pitching in the American League Angels. He has a 1-1 record against the Orioles, and he has 11 saves and 12 opportunities against the O's in his career. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Delivery to Jones. 3-2 as he fell away after he let that one go.
Well, kind of interesting numbers for Adam Jones. We showed you the 362. That was with runners in scoring position. With a runner on third, he hits 348 and less than 2 outs. But he has yet to get a base hit. He's 0 for 6 with the bases loaded. That's kind of unusual when you're having the kind of year he's having.
Three and 2, nobody out. Rodriguez deals. He walked him. This game is tied. Rodriguez, second blown save of the year. This one comes on a bases loaded walk to tie the game up at 4.
Well, I thought he'd throw him a changeup, and he tries to throw him a fastball and just misses. And certainly a little frustrated.
Now the Orioles Now with everything on their side, the outfield is going to be moved way in. In fact, we may get 5 infielders here, so got to bring the center fielder Beltran in to play in the infield and use only 2 outfielders, because one more and this game is over. So Beltran, the center fielder, will play at second base, and that will leave Martinez and Church in the outfield.
And they have to play where they can catch a line drive and still be able to keep the runner from third from tagging and scoring.
So the Orioles trying to win their first ball game coming from behind in the 9th. Here's Nick Markakis, bases loaded. Markakis will take it for a ball. Still nobody out. Adam Jones with a bases loaded walk, picking up his 42nd RBI. The potential winning run on at third base, Nolan Reimold. And the Orioles a chance to take the series, have a good homestand, and get a big win. 1-0 delivered to Markakis. That misses. 2-0.
Yeah, pretty frustrating night after going 4 for 4 for Nick with a couple of strikeouts, couple of ground balls, and in a wonderful situation right here to change all of that frustration. You're seeing a guy struggle that usually doesn't struggle.
2-0 count. Markakis waiting, takes it. He was going to make him throw a strike. There's no rush for Nick Markakis with nobody out here in the bottom of the 9th inning and the tying run in.
Pretty gutsy pitch. 2-0 changeup for a strike.
There's the potential winning run. Nolan Reimold, who drew the first of 2 walks surrendered in the inning by Rodriguez. 2-1 delivered to Markakis. Big cut. 2-2. Well, this series is finishing the way it has been played. There's just been some real quality baseball and exciting games, with the team splitting the first 2 6-4, 6-4. Benches up on the railing both ways. 2-ball, 2-strike delivery on the way. Markakis takes it and he's gone. 1 down.
I'll tell you, that's pretty impressive. 2-0. Terrific hitter at the plate, and then he just blazes it knee high on the outside corner. So they always talk about the game being somewhat humbling. 4 for 4, 0 for 5. Back-to-back nights. It tells how quickly it can turn.
Now Aubrey Huff coming up interesting here. I was going to say they were keeping Beltran in. Now they're going to move him out, because now you got a chance for the ground ball double play to end the inning. So Beltran will leave the infield and go back to his center field position.
Yeah, and you play in at first and third, because if you can't turn a double play, then you have the potential chance of forcing a force play at home plate.
Aubrey Huff is 1 for 4 off Rodriguez. Huff has had a double in this ball game, 2 for 4 with a double and a single. Still only 1 down.
Now, just in case, George Sherrill, the Orioles closer, getting up in case the Orioles can't win this game here in the 9th inning.
1 away. Huff takes it to right field. Base hit. Here comes Reimold. A great comeback win for the Orioles, who for the first time this year have won a ball game when they trailed after 8. They get 2 off Rodriguez in the bottom of the 9th, and they win it 5-4.
Well, back-to-back nights. Huff's the hero. Doesn't need an extra base hit. Got his first extra base hit last night in 16 games. A 2-run home run tonight. A single off the tough K-Rod. And the Orioles win it by 1.
Matt Albers will get the win. Francisco Rodriguez will have a blown save and a loss. And Aubrey Huff will get the game-winning RBI. 5-12-1 for the O's and 4-9-0 for the Mets. A 5-4 homestand, a series win, 2 out of 3 against the Mets. So that sets the stage for the Orioles to head to Philadelphia with an exciting win at home. Rich Hill will take the mound against Antonio Bastardo in Philly. Our coverage on MASN HD begins at 6:30 with O's Extra, presented by AT&T, followed by the game at 7 on MASN HD. For Jim Palmer and Amber Theo Harris, I'm Gary Thorne. Hope you enjoyed this one. Some great ending. This has been a MASN presentation. And now, a look at how this all happened. Coming up, O's Extra right now. Jim and Rick. Go!